I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman, y'all better not let them in. They gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling, started a chain. The cycle is heaven sent, this is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element, yeah. Said you gon' pull up, then settle it, yeah. I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch out step in it, yeah. And I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here. Watch out touchdown, pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, I can't take no loss, yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, hit the ground, then it go off, yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my, yeah. Run it, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, the chosen one. I am Greg, a legend in my own mind. One of these days, I'm going to be a legend to everybody, but right now, it's just in my mind. Jay, what's going on with you, fam?
Rough, man. Rough. I'm here.
Yeah. So Jason refereed a Special Olympic game this past weekend, and I commend him for giving back to the community. At the same time, he was verbally abused by the kids, so that's very interesting. But
it was worth it. It was worth it.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's give shouts out to the people that support the channel, Right Dog Interactive. If you need anything relative to website design, graphics design, logos, whatever you need, Right Dog Interactive can do it for you. Black Father Figures, that's the League of Legacy. That's my guy. Appreciate him and all the work that he's doing out there in the community, as well as Nadaj Vodka, www.nadajvodka.com. The best tasting vodka I have had probably since my college days, man. Since my early, or actually right after I graduated from college, you know, I stepped my game up and started drinking all that Smirnoff. Stepped my game up to some stuff that was a little bit better, but the Dodge Vodka is just, it is absolutely fantastic. Go check it out, www.nadajvodka.com. Got that kiwi taste. Wifey had a little bit of it yesterday in her drink, man, and it is amazing. All right, bro. You know how we do it. We usually jump right into it, Jay. But first, I got to give salutes to the chat. Chi-Town Finance is in the building. What's going on with your fam? Lil J. Barbara D. What's going on with you, Barbara D? Good afternoon, gentlemen. And the kings and queens in the chat.
Matt.
John Matt. What's going on with you, John? So, and everybody else that's in the chat that hasn't said anything yet, I know our normal folks that are usually in the chat will be in momentarily, but we'll go ahead and jump right into it, Jay. So let's start off with the fights last night. We're not going to go into the Genovic fight. I mean, at the end of the day, the people that are a crowd to this particular channel are probably not going to be as interested in that. So I would like to start off with Keyon Davis, if you don't mind. So
knockout Keyon Davis.
Yeah, Keyon Davis. So he faced Albright last night. I thought it was a solid performance by Keyon Davis. I thought he dominated, or at least he controlled the middle rounds. Got tested a little bit there. Definitely ate some shots.
He got clipped nicely.
Yeah, definitely got clipped nicely and was buzzed by that punch. But overall, I mean, you know, Keyon is a young prospect, and as they continue to progress him, we'll see these things, right? These are the right fights to put him in to see, you know, where he's going to move and how they can take him to the next level. So I was fine with the outcome of the fight, and I think they're moving him in the right direction. With that being said, the level of talk that Keyon displays does not match the talent. And this is going out to Jay, because Jay is the guy that I specifically remember saying this. So shout out to my guy, Jay. I don't know if he's going to be on here later, but Jay mentioned that he believed both Keyon Davis and Shakur Stevenson are special fighters. Shakur Stevenson is a special fighter. This kid, Keyon Davis, has not shown anything that would suggest he's a special fighter. The level of talk that he has does not support his performance. And I'm not saying that he's not going to turn into an excellent fighter, a terrific fighter. And I actually like the trash talk, because I think that's beneficial. I think in the long run, that's going to help him get his name out there. And if that's naturally his personality, then you should be who you are naturally. But maybe turn that dial up way, way, way high on specific aspects of your personality such that you become marketable. So I don't have an issue with that relative to Keyon Davis. But right now, his talk does not match the talent. That's the first thing that I want to share. The second thing that I wanted to share, Jay, and I don't know if you noticed this, but the commentating from ESPN was absolutely, in my opinion, horrific. Like, no, seriously, like, and this is not, I'm not trying to knock Tim Bradley or anything like that, because I think Tim Bradley is actually fairly good at his job, right, relative to other people that we've seen.
That's not biased. You're just not unbiased.
Yeah, he's not unbiased. That's where it goes, right? You know, HBO started going down this path as well, where they basically became promoters, on-air promoters. We don't see as much of that from Showtime, but we are seeing that from ESPN. And it gets so bad sometimes that, you know, they're rooting for the house fighter. They're trying to push and promote this one fighter that they're not being unbiased in terms of what they're seeing in the ring. And Albright did some good work in that fight that he didn't get a whole lot of credit for. But not only that, at the point in which Tim Bradley mentioned on several different occasions that eventually Albright was going to walk into something and get knocked out, at the moment in which he understood and realized that that wasn't going to happen, then he started to create excuses for Keyon Davis, essentially saying his tummy hurts. Yeah, see, something got to be wrong with Keyon because he didn't get him out of there like I thought. So his tummy got to be hurt. He must have he got an upset tummy, y'all. Yeah, stop it. You know, the kid he's good. He's a good prospect, but he's not special. He hasn't showed anything that would suggest he's special right now. Not saying that he won't get there, but today, at this moment, he hasn't shown anything that would suggest to me that he's special. Jay, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, you know how I've been sour on Keyon just because he talks so much, man. He talks so much. And at the end of the fight, he did say, it's like, you know, all the stuff I said beforehand, I was just promoting the fight, da-da-da-da-da. But I'm like, dude, you are really talking a big game. The thing with Keyon, more so than Shakur, at least Shakur has done some things and been champion at 130 and I believe at 126. And he's, you know, a highly regarded fighter, up and coming fighter at 135. Although he hasn't fought anyone at 135 just yet, outside of the Japanese dude, we think he can be great. You know, you can see it. Keyon, you really can't see it there. So he's he's riding Shakur's wave. Shakur is also riding Bud's wave. You know, it's like they're trying to act like they're Bud, but they're not Bud. You know, not saying that Shakur can't be the next Bud sooner or later, but Keyshawn's not there yet. I mean, he's annoying to me, and he was just like talking, he's gonna knock this dude out, and all this stuff here. And then he's gonna tell you this guy's one of the best fighters out there. And then he's like, they ask him like, oh, is he one of the best fighters you fought? No, he's not the hardest fighter I fought. So what is he? You know? And then Keyshawn he got clipped, I think it was round 6 or 7. He got caught nicely. It froze him. Mm-hmm. And then after that, Keyshawn kind of changed his whole, he wasn't going forward as much. You know, he kind of changed his game plan. Like, oh, this dude done cracked me nice, caught me pretty good. You know, so I mean, but now Keyshawn's trying to call out Jose Pedraza for the fight in December. Interesting enough, Jose Pedraza is not a 135 fighter. He's 140 now. He's already moved up. Also, Jose Pedraza is pushing 30-some years old now. He's been in some wars. He's fought Tank. He's fought Loma. I think he's fought Linares, if I'm not mistaken. You know, so he's fought a lot of fighters. He's a veteran, but he's older. He'll be coming down in weight. So I wonder how that'll affect him fighting Keyshawn, which will be a good name to put on his record, you know. But I want to see Keyshawn step up and fights. I don't think Pedraza is the guy there. As much as he talks, he should go ahead and step up and fight a fighter in the top 5 if he can get one of those fighters there. Top 5, top 10, easily. But I'm not really a fan of Keyshawn Davis to the fullest. I think his banner gets me more than anything else. His banner exceeds his talent right now, at least in my eyes.
Yeah, notable names on Pedraza's resume are Gervonta Davis, Beltran, Ray Beltran.
That was his first loss too.
Lomachenko, Jose Zepeda, Ramirez. He actually
fought everybody
as well. Yeah, so
he has a good resume. I mean, he has a good resume. His first loss was a Tank when he got stopped by a TKO. That was his first loss. He lost his belt to Tank. I believe that was at 130, was it not?
Tank, I believe that was probably at 130, but I can check it real quick.
Yeah, and how old is Pedraza?
Pedraza, he is 30.
Television say Keyshawn will be fighting bums for years. He is a prospect with a big mouth, and that's it.
34. He's 34 years old.
34.
Yeah, and he fought Tank
so
they
again,
were at IBF.
Yeah, that was
World
his first
Super
loss
Featherweight.
against Tank. He fought Loma, really good fight. And Loma put it on later on that fight. Hey, John, I feel you looking forward to Keyshawn. Keyshawn getting cracked. Me too, man. I'm really just tired of him in that aspect, especially when he's not fulfilled. If he was talking all that and then putting people out like he said he would, I feel a little bit different way. But he hasn't been doing that against the lower tier fighters in that regard. So, but he has time to try to prove his worth in that sense. So we'll see. I give him credit for being busy. That's one thing I will give him credit for being busy. Even if he's fighting lower tier fighters, he's still being busy at least to try to hone his skills and get his name out there. And that's what he's doing in that aspect there. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, the judges, I don't know how far. I mean, I know one judge had a draw. One judge had a draw. The other two had it for Davis. So Barbara G is like, do you think that was a fair scoring for in that? I don't think it was a draw.
Yeah, it wasn't a draw.
He handled the fight. I feel he handled the fight comfortably, but definitely won the draw. So, but nah. And to your point about the way they were talking about Keyshawn, it's like even they were saying like, yeah, if he doesn't get him out there, you know, something must be wrong with Keyshawn. That's why he didn't get him out there. No, Keyshawn is not the one. He's not. He didn't have power like Tank. Everyone doesn't have the power like Tank or Tszyu. Let's just be real. Just call it. Just say he's a good boxer. Oh, not you, Brian. Brian, that's that he liked Keyshawn. He talked crazy, but it's entertaining. I don't know if Keyshawn's even entertaining to me right now. You know, as much as I dislike Rolly, Rolly's more entertaining to me. At least Rolly does knock people out most times. So even his lower tier is competition, and you guarantee to be laughing at the press conference with Rolly.
So let me give you guys a little bit of behind the scenes understanding of Jason. So you'll get why he doesn't care for Keyshawn Davis. You tell me if I'm lying. Jason, so there's two things that Jason cannot stand. Number one is someone who talks trash that their talent doesn't necessarily match their trash talking, and individuals that he feel are put on a pedestal when they haven't done much, a la Lomachenko. So a Keyon Davis is going to really irk a Jason. A Shakur actually irks Jason, but not to the same extent as Keyon, because I think Jay actually believes in Shakur's skill and not as much as in Keyon.
I think Shakur got skills.
So now that I've said that, am I lying? Or is that not spot on?
Once you went, you're close.
Man, shut your whole
Can't give
ass
you
up.
out. See. Hey, you try to hide. You try to say it real silent. Get something to drink real fast. I caught it though.
Anyway,
And everyone in the chat knows that Greg is very petty as hell. And he tries to be slick with his little disingenuous compliments, those backsided compliments. He's a king of doing that shit.
you're the reason why people think that I am disingenuous. That is not true. Anything that comes out of my mouth, I mean it. Let's move on to the next subject. All right. Now that's true. That's true. I'm thinking about getting an AM Sports Media T-shirt that says "I ain't shit" on the front of it, because that's actually true. And I'm an asshole. I know both of those things. But I am a nice guy
petty.
still. I'm still a nice guy.
Petty
And petty. I'm petty. I'm an asshole, and I ain't shit. I admit all three of those things. But I am still nice. So moving on to the other fight.
We must be fair though. We must be fair to the other fight that happened other two fights happened last night. The one smaller one before we get to the bigger one was a Janibek fight. Just go ahead and just say Janibek won by KO in 160. 160 is the division no one really talks about or knows about. That's the division that Maul has had a belt for 2.5 years without defending it. Who else is in that? Lara is 95 years old, has a belt in the 160-pound division. Back in the day, 160, Carlos Adames has the other belt.
Isn't he the interim WBC or something like that?
I think he's interim. I think he is interim. But yeah, 160 is probably the division that really no one looks at all. It kind of goes from 147, 135, 147, 154, 168, a little bit of 175, then straight to 200s because no one cares about the cruiserweights neither. Yeah, but go ahead. That's my asshole moment for the day.
All right, man. Moving over to Tszyu versus Brian Mendoza. So, Jason, you fell asleep on this one, but I know that you watched it later on. So, I was watching that fight last night, and
I put that out there, though. But
bro, hold up, because you were talking about me that I wasn't gonna make it, and I made it, and you were the one that was asleep. So, anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there.
You been in that damn sun for 5 hours, though.
Yeah, but so what? You still didn't make. You should. Okay, then don't run your mouth. Then don't say how I'm not gonna make it if you know you're gonna be out in the sun. Shut up. You can't back it up just like your Canes can't back it up. Now let's go ahead and move to the next topic.
Okay, I can't wait.
Let's move to the next topic.
It's over for your ass. It's curtain time for your ass.
Let's move to the next topic. All right. So
go ahead.
So
fall asleep on. Go ahead.
Through the first 6 rounds, I had it even. I had it 3 rounds apiece. Now, I actually did listen to the commentary coming from the Showtime folks. I think they got it right in terms of the scoring, but I had the rounds a little bit different. I had Tszyu winning round 1. I had Mendoza winning 2 and 3. I had Tszyu coming back and winning 4 and 5, and then Mendoza winning 6. The rounds that I gave Mendoza, I thought he won just from just the level of activity. I didn't think Tszyu did a whole lot of anything in those rounds. And then the ones that I gave Tszyu, I just thought he won based off clean punching. And then I had Tszyu almost sweeping every other round or the rest of the rounds until round 12. I gave Brian Mendoza round 12. So I had to fight 116 to 112 Tszyu. Brian Mendoza took a lot of punishment in that fight. Tszyu hit him with some big shots. Mm-hmm. How do I describe Tszyu, Jay? I think Tszyu is more of a threat than I ever thought he was before, right? Just because he's been active, he's been taking risks. Brian Mendoza wasn't an easy fight or an easy opponent, just based off of what he did against Fundora and, taking on Tony Harrison. All real good fighters or good fighters that I thought that, just keeping active, and then his performance in the fight, you got to give him kudos for that. If I think about Mel pre-Canelo against the version of Tszyu I saw last night, I would pick Mel. I would think that it's a closer fight than what I originally thought, but I would still have Mel. The Mel that showed up for the Canelo fight, I don't know who that guy is. I don't know if that's a guy that's really just, he's cashing out at this moment, is really not interested in, fighting like that anymore. I have no idea. But I don't know if that fight is going to materialize next anyway, because Mel, if I'm not mistaken, one of his mandatories just came due. I can't remember if it was the WBC or the IBF, but one of them, they just said that he had 60 days or something like that to defend his title against his mandatory. So Mel is not going to be his next opponent unless he can figure out a way to get either the WBC or the IBF off of his back. But he called out Mel at the end of the fight, and per usual. And I'll be interested in seeing the fight. But man, I don't have a winner that I'm going to pick right now. Let me go ahead and do this real quick because we just got somebody in the chat. Alex Chavez, $1.99. Appreciate you, Alex. New subscriber from Yuma, Arizona. What's going on with you, fam? Appreciate you for becoming a member of the channel. And everybody else that's out there currently, this is a good segue. We got 53 people in the building, 20 likes. If you get the opportunity, please hit the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you're engaging. If you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are always dropping boxing-related content, and we dibble and dabble in other spots as well relative to sports. But right now, for the most part, we're strictly boxing. Band Up just gave us $2 as well. Salute, Band Up. I need my respect. UW beat the Ducks. You brushed me off. Yeah, y'all beat but it's the Ducks, bruh. It's the Ducks. All right, Jay. What's your thoughts on the fight that happened last night?
I mean, the thing with Mendoza, he was pretty much tailor-made for Tszyu. Just there. We saw from the Fandor fight. He was getting sparked in the Fandor fight. He was losing every round in that fight until he caught Fandor with the punch. That combination that put Fandor on his ass and got him up out of there. So we know Mendoza can be hit, and which he was. Tszyu, I didn't know what to think about Tszyu last night neither, because he looked slow at times to me. I think the fact that he knew Mendoza had some power, I think he was extra cautious. So that kind of slowed him down. And then once he figured Mendoza out, he was able to pretty much press him more. Mm-hmm. And started he threw those uppercuts kind of wildly, and they were telegraphed. Like when he was throwing those uppercuts, you saw them coming. Yeah. It's like almost like playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You see the dude flash, you're like, okay, he's about to throw this hook, or he throw uppercut. Same thing with Tim. So that version of Tim, to your point, against Mel pre-Canelo, I think it'd be okay fight, but I think Mel would take it. But I'm so sour on Mel right now after that Canelo. I don't even know if his heart's really in fighting no more, because it's going to be like a step down, because he's not going to be getting the same type of payday if he fought a Tszyu. Yeah. So I don't know where Mel head is at. So that's why it's hard for me to really get up for that fight. Now I was thinking about it. It would be pretty. I thought something might be interesting if they were to go for it, and Bud would be like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and smack Mel around and get Mel up out the way for them to fight Mel, and then Spence to fight Tszyu, and then whoever wins those two fights, they fight each other for undisputed at 154. That wouldn't be a bad outcome. That way, both of them get acclimated to a higher weight. Bud gets to do what he said he wanted to do, which is fight Spence and then fight Mel. And then Spence still gets to do what he needs to do and try to be undisputed and get a rematch with Bud for all the chips on the line again, but at 154. I think those would be good fights, but I'm not going to just say Spence would get past Tszyu real easily neither, because we still got to see how Spence is going to look after coming off that fight that lost to Bud as well. So, I mean, I would like to see that matchup happen, but I doubt those happen. I don't see that happening in fruition anyway for those. But Tim, I liked him a little bit more now just because, he's been backing up. Dude fought 3 times this year. And he put himself in harm's way of not getting a title shot or being a champion by fighting like he did. Although we didn't know what Tony was going to be when he fought Tony Harrison, we knew Tony had the knowledge of being a real good fighter, that could give Tim problems. But Tim handled that really well. He handled a camp on like less than a round, So, I mean, and then he handled Mendoza as well. So, I mean, Tim, he's definitely gotten better in my eyes from what I've seen. Although this fight here wasn't as good as his other fights, because I think Mendoza was also a more of a live dog than an Ocampo or Tim or Tony Harrison that was coming off a loss and coming off a win, but he didn't look that good in his fight before Tszyu, as well as losing his father and a lot of things going on in his personal life. And then also he said he was having the times he wasn't doing the right thing to be at 154 anyway. So this was all right for Tim. Tim handled business with Mendoza, and we'll see what next for him. You know, he did say he want to see that checkbook. He want to see the payday for his next fight. He feel like he's deserved it and earned it. So that's fair.
Boy, I can tell you hate Tszyu. All right, Jay, let's move on to the next.
How I hate Tszyu? How, bruh? How?
I know you. I know you. You hate Tszyu. Let's move on to the next.
Nah, before this fight, I did. I ain't gonna lie, I did. I ain't like him that much.
You still hate him?
Nah, I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent with Tszyu.
You hate him.
I'm indifferent with Tszyu.
Yeah, you hate him.
But yeah,
let's move on.
I mean, still on the same vein with Tszyu. I mean, is he an option for EJ if that Bud fight doesn't happen? I mean, I know Tszyu said he's open to it, but we don't. I don't know. It's not. I don't think the money's going to be there for that. I think what Tim's going to probably ask for.
So, I think you're leading into another topic. It all depends on what Terence Crawford does, and I felt like we prefaced the video that we did in regards to that Terence Crawford would have first dibs on the WBO super welterweight title just because he is the champion at 147 pounds. And it's so interesting that people run with stuff. Blue Blood did a video basically saying that Terence Crawford was already the mandatory for the WBO title at 154 pounds, which is wrong. You know, the WBO had a convention last week and they spoke specifically to Terence Crawford, and they mentioned that he would need to enact his initiate his super champion status with the WBO in order to get that opportunity, but that hadn't been done yet. So, you know, sometimes I don't know. I'm not sure what some of these folks, what they're doing and why they're putting out some of the stuff that they put out, but that was not correct. But yeah, it all depends on what Terence Crawford wants to do. If Terence Crawford decides, or if that rematch doesn't happen, which we're being told that it does. And that's going to lead into something else as well when we talk about the Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford rematch. But if that doesn't happen and Terence Crawford really does stick to his guns and he is no longer interested in facing Jermell Charlo, then yeah, I fully expect that fight to be one that would get made fairly quickly and one I would be interested in seeing. And that fight being Errol Spence versus Tszyu. So what's your thoughts on that?
Say that last part one more time again. I was catching up in the chat.
Yeah.
Shut up.
What's your thoughts on the fact that Terence Crawford basically has the leg up on getting a Tszyu fight, being that he's the champion at 147 pounds?
I find it interesting. I mean, I don't think Bud would take the fight with Tszyu. I don't think it's going to be enough money for him. He doesn't have any vitriol or dislike for Tszyu like he has for Mel or not taking a rematch with Spence. Nor is it going to pay him the money that he's trying to get for Canelo. Also, he said before, I mean, I know Bud has flip-flopped on a lot of different things. So I'm well aware of that. But he's also said that he wants to be champion at a 3-time undisputed champion. So fighting Tim doesn't help him be that in one fight. You know, for him, he could fight Tszyu and then fight Mel and be undisputed the next fight. But for him, it seems like Bud just really wants to be undisputed a 3rd time, get that out the way real quick in one fight. You know, and Tim ain't gonna pay him enough money to fight Tim anyway. So
yeah. Let's transition to another topic, man. Let's quickly transition to the Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford rematch, because I've seen Mr. Vegas in the comments section, and although to some extent I agree, to another degree I don't agree. So earlier today, well, let me back up. So I have, and Jay, you know this because you have been on the same wavelength as me because of just information that has flowed our way.
Yeah.
I've always been of the mindset, at least for the last month and a half, that the Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence rematch is a 50-50, that it could happen or it may not happen. And what Mr. Vegas is stuck on is the whole notion that Errol Spence has a rematch and he's initiated his rematch so he doesn't have any choice. Well, he does have a choice, because if he decides that he wants to fight at 147 pounds and Errol chooses to not do that again, because I don't think Errol wants to fight at 147, then that's his way out, right? But we understand this whole notion of, well, the PBC wouldn't allow him to get any opportunities with any other fighters that they currently have in the stable. So now I'm going to transition to a video that I saw earlier today. And this video did actually fall into my feed for whatever reason. I don't follow Blue Blood. I don't look at his videos. None of that. But Blue Blood had a video, I think it was from 4 days ago, and it talked about executives don't want the Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight. They don't want the rematch. They don't want it at all. Jay, for the people that are currently in the chat and for those who will end up watching the replay of this, how long ago did we actually hear that news, but we never did report on it because we were asked not to?
At least, 4 to 6 weeks ago, if not more?
Facts. We were told that execs did not want this rematch. And that is the reason why we have been taking the position that it's 50-50. So now that Blue Blood has said it, he probably has, I don't know who his source is, but this is one where I would say Blue Blood is telling the truth. Like that's spot on. Because that's the same thing I heard, and we got it from a very reliable source, but we were told, hey, this isn't something that's for public consumption. So we did not share that. So there's a reason why we say what we say. We're not saying it, Mr. Vegas, for no reason. Execs do not want this fight because they do not believe, from my understanding, that it will be profitable based off of what the projected sales will be at this juncture, based off of the performance of Errol Spence in the first fight. So if the execs are looking for ways to get out of it because they don't want to fight, and Terence Crawford is looking for a way to get out of it because he doesn't want to fight, he wants to go ahead and try to move up and do something different, then that's the reason why we're not saying that it's a guaranteed fight. So I hope that adds some clarity. But Mr. Vegas, if Terence Crawford and the execs are working together and they're not going to force the rematch, the execs are not going to go out to him to force the rematch because they don't want to fight. And Terence Crawford just says, I'm going to fight at 47. That's the weight that I want the rematch at. If Errol doesn't take it at 47, yes, if Errol is willing to take it at 47, then the fight will happen. I agree with you. But if Errol doesn't take it at 47, the fight is over, bruh. How can Errol force it? Errol can't force anything unless it's at, he can make the fight. He can force the rematch, but he has to do it at the weight that he wants. It's just that simple. Yeah,
and Spence don't want the rematch at 147.
And nobody,
Spence don't want it or base the fight for undisputed because he can't make 147. He wants 154.
There is not even a basis for selling the fight if it's at 147. We just saw what Spence looked like at 47. The narrative that you need to create is that Errol was weight drained at 47 and that at 54, you're going to see a different fighter. You make that fight at 47, is dead in the water.
Yeah. And this is coming from two people that are Spence fans, but we also just see what's out there with the whole situation there. The thing is this, though, that even Bud's stablemate, Steven Nelson, even said they're pretty much going to try to force it to be at 147. So Spence says no. Spence moves on, then Bud moves on. So we don't. I mean, with the thing with if he forces at 147, what goes on with Bud though? If you say you're going to fight at 147, then you stay at 147. You got to fight. You need to fight your mandatory then, correct? That's what should have happened if he stays at 147. And it won't be the money that he'll be getting for fighting a Spence at 154. So then Bud has to make a decision on, what's his best interest if he wants to just try to fight a young up and coming hungry guy in boots, or does he want to try to move up and try to conquer 154? He's not getting a Canelo fight because Canelo's controlling everything. Canelo's already said it's not going to be. Also, I don't think it's going to be enough money in that fight there for a Canelo Bud fight at 168. We saw what happened with Charlo. Of course, Bud's going to fight harder than Charlo ever could because Bud's a dog. Bud's not going to just quit and just run around. But the optics just not going to be good enough for that fight to sell. Hell, no one want this fight neither. The only fight people want to see Canelo fight is the one out of Bubu and Benavidez. So, and also think about the way Bud does his business. Bud is very controlling in his business, which is understandable. Against Canelo, you don't control shit. Canelo controls everything from the gloves you wear to where you fight, how big the ring, everything. So I don't think Bud's going to give any concessions to anybody because he feels like he doesn't need to.
For
Canelo,
what?
everyone has to give concessions.
Man, if I'm Canelo, man, I'm telling you the ring size, the type of gloves you gonna wear, how much money you gonna make, what ring, the ring
shoes.
walk, the shoes you gonna wear, the music you gonna play when you walk out. I mean, all of it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't control anything in that situation.
Yeah. Hey, tell him when I say Bud's a dog, I say he's a dog as far as being in the ring. I don't see if Bud had been in the ring with Canelo instead of Mel, we wouldn't have seen that type of fight. I still think Canelo beats Bud just because of the size, for one. But Bud would have gone out on his shield. He wouldn't have been out there just running around and not doing anything. I give Bud all the credit in the world on that. I just think the size difference is the biggest thing. 3 weight classes is a large difference. Now, if they were just naturally the same size and they've been fighting the same weight class for a while, I would give it to Bud because I think Bud's talent is better, his skills are better than Canelo's. But 21 pounds, and it's not a humongous difference in skills like that. Nah, I can't give that to Bud.
Yeah.
And ASVP TV, I don't see Bud winning a decision over Canelo because, for one, it's Canelo. Regardless of Bud won every round, it's going to be hard. I know you said a majority decision, but I wouldn't see that. I
don't see that either. I don't. Man, I don't see Canelo being Canelo, but did I just say Canelo being Canelo or Crawford? I don't see Crawford being Canelo.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Then speaking on that Bud and Canelo, you heard Tim Bradley last night talking about saying that Bud wouldn't even get touched by Canelo.
So I think I saw somebody post it. I saw Ray Jack post it, or you sent me Ray Jack post.
Yeah,
I didn't hear it. That would be a departure from what he just recently said in terms of, not giving Terence Crawford a strong chance to beat Canelo. So now all of a sudden Canelo can't hit him.
with him.
So now Terence Crawford got Floyd Mayweather defense. So Mean Machine can hit him square, but Canelo can't. Really? So Jeff Horn can hit him, but Canelo can't. So Jose Benavidez can hit him, but Canelo can't hit him. Like, I'm telling you guys, people don't believe me when I say this. I give Crawford, like, all the props in the world. He did what we didn't think he was going to do, which was, really be dominant in the fight with Errol Spence. But what kills me about some of the fans, Easy Band, I'm talking to you. Easy Band's official. I'm talking directly. Let me look in the camera. I'm talking directly to your ass. In one regard, they will say that Errol Spence is not all that, right? He's not that great, right? Terence is going to beat him. Then when he beats him, they use that as the platform or the basis as to why he will beat Canelo. Like, I don't get it. Like, Spence must have been really, really, really good if you're using that for your basis point. or your argument that he's going to do the same thing to Canelo Alvarez. Like, I don't understand it. I think people are taking way too much out of this fight. In any situation, whether it's a boxing match, an NBA game, an NFL game, college football game, you name it, there are a number of variables that are going into those games, Jay. There are so many different things that could play a part in the outcome of a fight or a game. And just because those variables existed in one contest doesn't mean it will exist in another contest. And so whatever happened with Errol Spence, and he still has to, if it all ends up playing out correctly and they end up rematching at 54, what happened in those fights and the situations that occur and the variables that exist in those fights with Errol are not going to be the same variables that exist in a Canelo fight or any other fight. So to try to take what you saw there and just apply it to Canelo Alvarez, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. What's your thoughts on that, Jay?
I agree. I mean, real quickly, Sub-Zero, yeah, I picked Spence to beat Canelo. I mean, to beat Bud. I was wrong. Bud won. I also said Bud had a chance to win. I never said, huh?
We said it was 50-50.
Yeah, we said it was 50-50. Plus, Spence was the underdog. So he was the underdog. But we also knew that Bud had an opportunity to win that fight. We didn't think either fight would dominate the other in the fashion that happened on July 29th, the way it happened, regardless if Spence had done that or Bud did what he did. So we didn't see that happening like that. Now, going up 21 pounds to fight Canelo, who is a damn good fighter, that's crazy. That's crazy. It'll be some G shit for Bud to do that. But that you're acting like weight classes don't matter. You're acting like Bud can just take these punches from Canelo so with ease, being a smaller dude. Yeah, they're the same height, but Bud's not a stocky dude like that. And I understand he can deadlift 1,000 pounds. He can leap up the Empire State Building in a single bound.
So let
but
me
he's
ask you
still going up 3 weight classes.
Let me ask you a question because I think this is interesting. So those who picked Crawford to beat Errol Spence, after Crawford won, nobody knew shit about boxing other than them, right? Now, those same people are picking Terence Crawford to go up and beat Canelo. Now, just taking out the whole situation where he's going to rematch Errol Spence. Let's just forget that for a second, Mr. Vegas, because I know you're going to go there. But putting that to the side, Jay, if Terence Crawford then goes up and fights Canelo Alvarez, and we've been saying that he's not going to win that fight, and he loses, does that now mean that every Terence Crawford fan that told us that we don't know shit about boxing, does that now mean that they don't know shit?
Right? Hey, Greg, and also, Greg, answer this question real quickly. Greg, if Canelo was to fight Bud, who you pick? Who you want to win in that fight?
Crawford.
Boom. Say it one more time for the people in the back, because I think they think that we want Bud to lose every fight or so, for some reason.
If Terence Crawford gets into the ring with Canelo Alvarez, there is the black man in me will not allow me to root against him. It will not. I will be rooting for Crawford to win the fight. Now, does that make me a Crawford fan? No. But I'm certainly not going to root against him against Canelo. The hell I look like?
Brian S., you ain't shit. He said you don't like black fighters.
He probably somebody accused me of that in one of our videos. They said, why you guys don't like black fighters? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I don't understand that.
Was it because we said David Benavidez? We like David Benavidez or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
John Mack say that's effed up. What's wrong? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, John Mack? We know boxing is cultural.
I think John Mack might be talking to. I don't know who he's talking to. If he's talking to Brian S. or not.
Oh, I don't know.
He might be talking to someone else. Because people in there talking like
John Mack, we don't like just black fighters. So number one, I'm a big fan of David Benavidez. Jay, what's my other favorite fighter that is not African American?
Lomachenko?
Man, shut the fuck up, man. What's my favorite? What's my favorite fighter that's not African American? I'm waiting.
Oh, you talking about Brook?
Who?
Kell Brook?
Kell Brook is black, man. Come on, man. Anybody that's been following this channel have heard me talk about I really like Virgil Ortiz.
Oh yeah, Lil G.
So anyway, so the whole just like black fighters, that's not true. But number one, I'm not a Canelo fan, and number two, I'm gonna root. I'm just like when like nobody would get mad at a Mexican fan for rooting for a Mexican fighter. I don't get mad about that.
Nah,
that doesn't mean they dislike the black fighter. So I don't get mad about stuff like that.
Yeah. So Mr. Vegas says Jason and Greg, Band Up is saying but chose to get hit. Can you guys please tell me what this means? So Band Up, you're saying that Butt chose to get hit against David Benavidez, against Jose Benavidez Jr., against Mean Machine, everyone else?
But so no fighter chooses to get hit.
If he goes, so Greg. He tried Band Up. You said, tell me and Greg that if he fights Canelo, he's gonna say, you know what? I'm not gonna get hit this fight and not gonna get touched in that fight.
Hey, Jay,
that's what you saying, Band Up.
Jay, now he Rocky. He going to rim.
You mess around with Canelo and get caught. He gonna sound like Rocky.
He got Zilla. He's Superman. He Rocky asking for the punches. He is everybody now. They have literally turned this dude into a freaking superhero.
Now he chooses to get hit. It's boxing. Everyone's gonna get hit. When he got rocked by Mean Machine, he wasn't choosing to get hit. He got hit by a shot he didn't see. When he got rocked by Gamboa, he didn't see that shot. It's boxing. You're gonna get hit. Yeah, some punches you see, you can roll with them so they don't hurt you as much. That's what Canelo does a lot. But to say he's choosing to get hit and he's not gonna get hit. Come on, Band Up. Oh man, you're better than that, Band Up. Come on, man. You lost cool points, man. I was with you with the Washington Huskies and everything, but now I take that shit back. I hope they lose their next 5 games.
Man, I don't know what Band Up talking about right now, boy. And Band Up my guy, but come on, man. He chooses to get hit. But anyway,
yeah, you gotta give us more context on that, lady. Call in. You have to give us more context on that.
Yeah. That'll be helpful. I'm gonna give you the space to hang. I ain't gonna even say now. I'm just gonna give you the space to hang yourself.
Just giving the rope. Just give it on to it.
There you go.
Kind of like yeah, you're gonna be our next victim, like Terence best videos was last week. Oh man.
Hold on, let me say something about NHA Tube. Same people here saying Canelo destroys Bud. We're picking Spence to beat Canelo if they fought. Make it make sense. Well, it's easy to make it make sense.
We never said that shit.
Well, no, we never said that, but it's easy to make it make sense in terms of Canelo. Canelo is 21 pounds heavier. He is. So I've always thought Canelo is more skilled than Errol Spence. I never picked Spence to go up and beat Canelo Alvarez. I'm actually on record on a video saying that that's a bad move for Errol Spence. And it's a bad move for Terence Crawford. It's just that simple. But go ahead, bro.
Real bad. But now, so speaking of, Mexican fighters, Ecuadorian fighters, David Benavidez, he's saying, he has a fight coming up with Boo Boo Andrade to be hopefully the final last eliminator to be a mandatory to fight Canelo in May. Because that would damn sure be the fight I would want to see. I think most people want to see. He said he smells fear from Boo Boo. What'd you take?
So I can understand anybody interpreting it as Boo Boo taking or being fearful of David Benavidez, and because the energy felt a little bit nervous. But man, as I reflected, as I was like looking at the actual press conference, because I was initially saying, man, is he nervous? Reading it, and I just started thinking about Andrade and some of the interviews that I've seen Andrade in, and I'm just like, nah, I don't think that's nervous energy. I think that's the first time in this setting, as well as I think that's kind of just his natural personality, because he's kind of just easygoing guy, just based off of interviews that I've seen. Sometimes he can be a little bit animated as well. So just based off of that, I don't think it was nervous energy. It was just, I think it was, listen, this is my first time on pay-per-view. I'm trying to figure out a way to be appealing to the people that are currently, appeal to the people that are currently watching this, in hopes that I can build myself into a pay-per-view start. Now, of course, that's probably not going to happen considering he's 35 years old. But at the same time, man, that's what I believe he was attempting to do. And so I don't think there was any nervous energy there. And I hope David Benavidez wasn't reading into that, because there's really no reason to read in that. And, in this particular fight, David Benavidez versus Andrade, this might 9 out of 10 times I'll root for an African-American fighter. And I don't have anything against Andrade, but I'm not the biggest fan of the style. And so,
it's awkward, borderline dirty.
Well, you call it dirty. That's what you're calling it. I'm not calling it dirty. But what I will say is that the style is just not. It's not appealing to me. And therefore, if he wins, great. I'm not going to root against him, but I would like to see Benavidez get his opportunity with Canelo Alvarez. So I'll leave it at that.
That's the fight I want to see. I've been wanting to see that fight for the last year and a half, 2 years. And this is not to say Benavidez just straight up knocks Canelo out or just dog walks Canelo or anything like that. I just think it'll be a good matchup for the size. And Benavidez has been the mandatory for several years now. And I want Canelo to fight his mandatory, just like Canelo fought the mandatories when he went across the pond in Europe to fight those mandatories, or to take their belts at 168. I want him to fight David Benavidez. Whoever wins out, David Benavidez and Boo Boo. But I don't think Boo Boo was fear. He's just a different dude, man. It's just like he was trying, at the end of it, he was just being cool. He was just like, hey, he's like, I don't have to, we're not reading the script, it's not he didn't talk shit to me, so I'm not, talking shit to him like that. If he pop off, then I can pop off. And that's the same thing David said for the most part. They can do it both ways. So I think as we get closer to the fight date, I think we'll see a little bit more animation between the two. They'll probably start jabbing each other with some cracks and whatnot. So I think that would be good to see, add more intrigue, put more eyeballs on it, And I don't think like Canelo people are saying that Boo was a horrible fighter. I don't. I think he's awkward, slick. He does some stuff to kind of toe the line at times, but it's he's a I can't put my finger fully on his style, because I haven't seen a fighter kind of fight like him like that.
Yeah,
he's different.
I've said that on multiple occasions. There's something about his style that I can't put my finger on. That and I'm into slick fighters. I like slick fighters with great defense, counterpunching ability, and all of that. But there's something about Andrade's style that just, I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it, bro. I'm not feeling it.
Yes, I mean it's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm looking forward to that fight. I'm happy for both of those fighters getting the opportunity to be on a pay-per-view. I know David's been on pay-per-view before, but this is Boo Boo's first time really to be the headliner on pay-per-view. I think this is a good shot, a good look for him. Well deserved. I mean, they've both been mandatories of Canelo's for years at 154, 160, and now 168. The winner of this fight being the mandatory again. So I think it's only fair for the winner to get the fight with Canelo. Not Canelo fighting Maul or anybody else. This is the fight that should happen, because 168, those belts are being held up. They're being held up. They're being held hostage right now. So it's overtime. It's overdue for that to happen. I'm all for it.
Yeah. What do we have next? I might go ahead and open up the phone lines now.
Yeah.
Well, we got a number of different
talking about
topics.
the Boo Andrade fight, the undercard. They're talking like Boots is going to be on that undercard. Not they didn't say who. Well, when I say they, I mean Benavidez. Benavidez said that, hey, I'm hearing that Boots is going to be on my undercard. That would be good. That'll make that undercard really start being stacked. Really, it'll be good because they already have Maul and Jose Benavidez Jr., which is a good comeback fight for Maul. Good test to see what Jose Benavidez Jr. is at as well, because he's trying to get back in the things at 160. But
you want to know my theory on that?
It ain't happening.
No. I think he could be on the undercard of the David Benavidez fight. Personally, I think this is PBC because they know that there's a transition that's going to occur in the next several months relative to Showtime, and the fact that Showtime will not be broadcasting boxing unless it's pay-per-view in 2024, and therefore there are a lot of fighters that they need to get the opportunity to fight, right? Because they haven't had that opportunity, and they won't have the TV slots to get those fighters on television and to get them paid. So now they're loading up some of these cars to get these fighters fights before the end of 2023, because I think there'll be a transition from Showtime to wherever they land at that moment. So that's the reason why I personally believe that we're seeing so many of these fights on these cars. They're loading these cars up. I knew Tunnel Vision. I knew I was going to get him going with that. I knew it. That's exactly where I was going. I had right in my mind, I'm about to stir Tunnel Vision up now. But that's my opinion on it. And then once it happens, Tunnel Vision, he definitely going to call in and eat a little crow.
Oh, yeah, man. But, yeah, so we got a few more topics to go over. I mean, we can still open the phone line now. One thing, a fighter that I've been big on, been wanting to see him fight, he's had an unfortunate run of events of not getting a fight with your guy, Virgil Ortiz, due to Ortiz having some health scares, is Stanionis. So this goes along with Boots as well, because Stanionis said he could fight Thurman now because they both been out of the ring just about the same amount of time. But he said, as far as fighting Boots, he needs more time. So, I mean, I think that's a business decision, a wise business decision by Stanionis to say, like, you know what? Thurman, yeah. Boots, not yet. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, the phone lines are open and they calling in, Jay.
All right, who we got?
206 is in the building. What's going on, man?
What's good with you, Jason and Greg? You know it's band up.
Yeah, I know exactly who it was as soon as I heard that voice. What's going on?
So look, let me give some content. Hold up. I got to start here. Jason, man, my dog is the truth. I was there in attendance yesterday at the game. The truth. Yeah, they missed the field goal, but yeah, they had to make it. You know what I mean? And that's a part of the game. They lost. You know what I mean? We going undefeated. Yeah. We ranked number 5, and we only going up from here. Until everybody give my dogs respect, we going to keep winning.
Yeah, Penix Jr. is the truth, man. I remember him at Indiana before he got hurt. He was balling over there. When y'all got him, I was like, that's a dope pickup for y'all.
So band up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This week, if we give them respect, that means next week they'll lose, since they're going to keep winning until we give them respect.
All right, watch. I'm telling you, we ain't taking no L's, man. My team is good.
Good. They solid. They solid. I watched the game. They solid. They're gonna catch a L though.
But to give content to what I was saying. So I was talking. So I don't know if you guys think I was talking to Mr. Vegas. I gave when Crawford got hit by Gamboa. I gave when Crawford got hit by Porter. The thing about it is, I'm not saying this man got the Shakur Stevenson defense that Floyd Mayweather that Pernell Whitaker defense. But Bud does have a bunch of different styles, and this is what everybody gets confused. You got to understand, like, when that man's in a fight and he's dragging the fight on, he's choosing the time and the places where to be in the fight. You notice how when he talk about, he caught me with the Errol. Just take it back to the last one. We can go back further, but just take it back to what he said with Earl. Yeah, he caught. I let him, give me with that left, and I'm like, this is all he got. This is the type of fighter he is. This is the type of fighter Bud is. When he got caught by Cal Velasquez, that was in the middle of a mix-up. You know what I mean? Bud got caught going in. He chose to go in and then what happened? Okay, you end up getting hit, you know what I mean, or whatever they want to call it, an unofficial knockdown. That's that. Porter Porter really set him up with that, and then caught him with the overhead, and then Bud shook his head and acknowledged that. Bud went into war with David Benavidez. I'm sorry, Jose. What's his name? Jose Benavidez, or the Benavidez dude. He went to war. You know what I mean? He had more of a like he said, that's one of his most vicious fights or whatever. You know what I mean? Because he had a point to prove. He was mad in that fight. You got to understand, he has different styles. So when Bud doesn't want to get hit. When he doesn't want to get hit with these power shots, he chooses. He doesn't have to get hit. That man has good defense. Do you not like that little paw move he was doing to the side of his face, shooting them jabs to Errol like he was doing when he fought against Avanesian? He went in there to knock that man out. To get a knockout, you're gonna have to go through some stuff. I'm not saying this man, he just not get hit, but if he doesn't want to get hit, Bud cannot get hit. He's that slick of a fighter to do that. And his counters is crazy. He hits you from an angle that mixes up where you're swinging. Towards the middle of that fight, Errol was missing body shots. He was missing by everybody. And then, towards the end of that fight, Porter was thinking things were working and was missing and ended up on the ground. He even said it. I asked Sean Porter. I literally dropped a super chat and asked Sean Porter on one of his videos. I said, what do you think? Between the Errol and the Terence fight, what do you think you can do different? What was one thing you could do different? He literally said, when I was fighting Bud, I thought this was working. I thought everything was working. Until it wasn't. You got to understand, that man gives off, it's like a playing possum a little bit. He gives off the impression that something's working just so he can work his offense in there and get you out of there. This is what I was trying to explain to Mr. Vegas. Not saying that this man just don't get hit ever. It's a boxing match. Everybody going to get hit. You start out with a jab. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But Porter also said that he said that he figured he needed multiple dimensions for Spence. For Bud, he felt like he could just do the same thing. He didn't make any adjustments against Bud. He stayed the same thing the whole fight.
Yeah, until it wasn't working, right?
Yeah, but using your argument, man, most fighters can do that then. Like, most fighters choose to be in the position that they're in because that's the best position that they're in to actually win the fight. So if Bud is choosing that, that's the best position for him to actually win the fight. So with a Canelo Alvarez, Bud is going to have to open up because that's going to be the best position for him to win the fight. And when he opens up, he's going to get hit. So to me, I hear what you're saying, but every fighter chooses that, right? Except fighters that are just overwhelmed because the fighter across the ring from them is just so much more, intelligent. But for the most part, if I'm a counterpuncher, then I'm choosing to be a counterpuncher and I'm going to be in that particular position. And or if I've seen something that I believe that may be a fighter's weakness, then I may position myself to actually throw or be more of an aggressive fighter, depending on what fighter is there. But most fighters are choosing where they are because that's a part of their game plan. So I hear you, but I don't think that's a valid point.
So you don't think that Bud? So what you're saying, I get what you're saying. So you don't think that man chose to play as much defense as he to step his defense up with the Errol fight? You don't see this. You don't see the difference between going into a Errol fight and going against a Benavidez? You don't see the difference in those two?
I see the difference in those two fights in terms of what is the overall strategy because you have two different opponents across the ring from you. But I also felt that Errol didn't give him a whole lot to actually have to defend against.
Exactly. It was one punch. It was a jab. That's what he trained for. The takeaway from Spence was the jab. He said that over and over again.
Errol's whole offense is predicated off the jab.
All right, so that's the Errol. But when you coming forward like Canelo does, like Sean Porter does, Canelo has a similar come forward to show like Sean Porter. Well, Sean Porter leans off his feet a little bit more. Canelo more stagnant on me, sitting on punches a little bit more. Sean Porter. But you know what I mean? When you coming forward, you can't just come forward like that, man. Everybody's saying this man's going to walk him down because he's, you know what I mean, the weight difference and all this is not going to end up like that. I'm trying to tell you guys, he's going to have a plan for that.
Listen, I'm not saying he won't have a plan for that. He will have a plan for that. I don't disagree with that. But you guys got to stop. You guys got to stop comparing Sean Porter and Errol Spence to Canelo Alvarez. They're not the same fighters, guys. They're not the same fighters. And Canelo is a hell of a counterpuncher, himself.
Exactly.
So and now you're talking about a little guy going up 3 weight divisions, and Triple G couldn't hurt him. Kovalev couldn't hurt him. So yeah, Crawford's gonna have a. I'm telling. Let me finish. Just like. Hold on. Let me finish. Yeah. Just like I knew the fight was over when Errol couldn't push Terence Crawford back. If Terence Crawford hits Canelo with a counter shot and it doesn't hurt him, fight is over because he's going to walk him down and keep throwing. But go ahead.
That's the difference. None of those fighters that you named have the angles that Terence Crawford has. You got to understand, when you get hit from different angles, it's going to affect you a little different than getting hit straight down the path or getting hit with something that's overcrossed. You know what I'm saying?
Not from a little guy, not from a guy that's moving up. He's going to be able to take that and push Terence. You guys, I keep saying this over and over. You guys are taking the version of Terence Crawford that you see at 147 pounds, and then you're dropping him into 168 pounds and believing that everything that he does at 147 will have the same impact at 68. And that's a crazy way to look at it because it won't. His jab won't have the same impact.
So you're saying so from that perspective, so you're saying Crawford's going to be slower, Crawford's going to be weaker?
He's going to be slower.
Because what did Derek James just say? Oh, that's a lot of athleticism. So what are you trying to say? His athleticism is going down because his IQ is not going anywhere.
I'm not saying his IQ is going to go anywhere, but like I've told everybody, there's a difference between training and you're moving down to you're melting yourself down to 47 and then coming back into the ring at hydrated 150 something, high 150s versus coming into the ring in your low 160s, and you need enough girth, if you will, to be able to deal with the weight difference, the strength difference of the fighter that you're gonna. Because when Canelo gets back in the ring, right? He's going to be, if he came in at 168, he's going to be in the 180s. When he gets back in the ring, he's going to be in the 180s. So Terence Crawford going to have a 20-pound difference. And people keep going back to, Floyd did it. But Floyd has a level of defense where it's extremely hard to hit him no matter how aggressive you are. But not only that, Floyd can transition from defense to offense very quickly. That is not Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is a wonderful counterpuncher. He has great angles, just like you said. And yeah, he can fight in multiple ways. I don't disagree with any of that. But what made Floyd successful as the smaller man is a skill set that Terence Crawford does not have. That's all.
So you're saying Floyd? So from that premonition, you're saying Floyd's defense is so much better than Crawford's that it would be hard. That would be hard to replicate that with Canelo.
Absolutely, Floyd's defense is way better.
And that's where you guys. That's where everybody's gonna make a mistake right there. Because everybody thought before going into the fight, like you said, Errol was gonna be the strong. Once you feel Crawford pushing them back, you guys are basing that off of. You guys are basing that. What you guys just said off of something is the unknown. It's the unknown between the fighters. And if when Crawford goes in there and disproves that, then everybody's gonna be like, oh, now I changed my opinion because this is what we saw, and then this is what happened. Kind of like with the Earl thing. Everybody thought Earl was the stronger fighter going in. Until what? The middle of the fight, and that man pushed him back. So this is what you gotta. You guys gotta leave the unknown that's still out there. It's still a 50-50 because it's the unknown.
Bend up. Isn't it an unknown what Terence Crawford's gonna look at 168 pounds? Have you ever seen him fight? Okay, so then we're all making assumptions. You just believe that your assumption is going to be correct because of what you saw with the Errol fight. And again, I keep warning folks. Stop. No,
it's not. It's not just about what I've seen with the Errol fight. It's what you say. It's what people said going into the fight. What you guys believe. You know what I mean? I never believed one moment that Errol was a stronger fighter. I never believed that. So for you guys, for other people to be shocked by that, it's kind of crazy to me. You know what I mean? So you're talking to somebody that don't believe that going into the fight. You know what I mean? You're coming from the other stand. So yes, you're talking about hypotheticals.
You think Crawford's going to be the stronger fighter coming into the ring against Canelo?
But Crawford literally reported that he sits down on the couch at 160.
Okay, and fighting at 160, and walking around and sitting on your couch eating Cheetos at 160.
If I'm sitting on the couch and I'm gaining more muscle, I don't think I'm gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna be slower.
You absolutely. Hey,
didn't he have to step back on the scale to come back down a bit?
Hold up. We got to form a personal trainer on here. Let me ask you a question, Jason. When you add muscle, all that muscle needs to be fueled, which means you require more energy and more oxygen. Which means you are a different fighter, band up. You are a different fighter.
He's not. But you guys are saying coming back off of 21 pounds. If the man's sitting on the couch at 160, he's not coming from 21 pounds.
Again, when he's at 147, he's burnt off muscle to get down to 147. If he's sitting on his couch at
Canelo, hold up, you said the night of the fight, right? He's not going into that ring at 147. That's just for the scale.
Okay, I'm still not. I'm not tracking with what you're saying. Even if he's sitting around at 160, sitting around at 160 and actually fighting at 47 and rehydrating up. Those are two different things. Your body your body composition is two different things, bruh. You talking about because the nigga walk around. Oops, I said.
Oh, we dropping super chats all day today. We got a good show.
He done took me there. I gotta. Let me. Jay, take over.
Hey, Bando, tell me this. Do you see any type of way that Canelo can beat the almighty Bud the Great?
What'd you say, Greg? Jason?
Do you see any way Bud can beat the almighty Bud? Any way that Canelo can beat Bud? You know, Bud's the greatest fighter of all time. Beats everybody.
I think if Bud allows himself to be put on the ropes and gets caught with an I could even call it stop possibly, like an overhand, like a slick overhand right, because Bud, his defense is a little like he keeps his left hand a little down. You know what I mean? A little when he's on the ropes. If Canelo catches him with that, that could be a nightmare. And I don't want to see Bud getting dropped like that. That's what I can see. I like you got to have something like that, or he got to be able to hit Bud with like something in his rib to like make him move and like, oh my God, he done damaged him and now he finished it. That's the only way I see somebody being Bud, or the unknown with everybody trying to get him with boots. You got to beat Bud like with some good power, skill and power, or you got to beat him at his own game, like Boots. You know what I mean? I think him and Boots would be a great fight, and if Boots win, that's because he beat Bud at his game. He's just a little bit better at Bud at what he does.
So what percentage do you give the fight? Do you give it like a 90-10 Bud versus Canelo?
I give. Honestly, I'm gonna give that boy. I give Bud a 60% chance at winning this fight against Canelo because I think his skill set is that good. So I give him a 60% chance of fighting beating Canelo because I think Canelo's not. I don't think it's gonna be how everybody say it's gonna be, man. I don't think it's gonna be that way.
So tell me this: have you heard the notion that a really good big guy would beat a really good little guy? Yeah,
Blue says that. Yeah.
And
so
both of those guys,
really good 168 pounder, and and we know Bud is a phenomenal fighter at 147.
To me,
so you don't think that 21 pound that weight difference is going to make any problems for Bud at all?
Yeah, Crawford is the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. I don't take anything away from him. I totally think that. But Canelo's got to be like number 4, number 5. And then the guy's like, he's going to be at least 20, 25 pounds heavier during the fight. And the guy is a skillful fighter in and of himself, dog. That's what it's like, man. These cats talking like Canelo is a bum or something. Like Crawford gonna come in and buy circles around.
I'm not saying Canelo's a bum. He actually showed me more. I actually got way more respect for Canelo when I watched this last fight than I had before I watched the last fight. I don't see that bag of tricks that man got is crazy, and it's gonna be something. I don't care what, unless you're going up to like some crazy astronomical, you know what I mean, light heavyweight or something like that, bro. You should deal with that. You're gonna have to deal with that, and it's gonna take a tremendous amount of power. Or it's going to take.
Can I ask you a question?
A tremendous skill set to beat Terence, and that's why I'm saying that. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. What my overall assessment of Terence Crawford. That's the only two ways you can beat that man.
So let me ask you a question. So I would deem David Benavidez and Morel to be not even on the same level from a skill perspective as Terence Crawford. So wouldn't it be ideal for Terence Crawford to move up and beat one of those guys so he can force a fight with Canelo Alvarez?
That's taking Canelo's work. That's like saying, hold up, in that same breath. That's like saying, actually you can't really say that because Tank got the money. But if Tank didn't have the money, that's like saying Tank got to come up and fight Jaron Ennis before he fight Bud. So why would you take something off somebody else's plate? I think Canelo got to go deal with that at his own pace.
No, it's different. It's
different.
Like here's
why.
Here's
do his mandatory at 147.
Here's why. Here's the reason why I say that's different, though. Because right now, we just saw a fighter move up 2 weight classes. And because he moved up 2 weight classes, that particular fighter basically ruined it for any other fighter that will move up and face Canelo Alvarez, including Crawford. Crawford does not have that level of name. You guys are acting like that's Floyd Mayweather moving up and saying he wanted to fight, where it's an irresistible fight that's going to end up doing 2 million pay-per-view buys. That's not Terence Crawford. So there is no demand, no pin-up demand for a Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight. That needs to be created. Terence Crawford is not a super champion at 160 pounds for the WBO, and therefore he cannot move up and enforce a mandatory shot. So then if you can't force it a mandatory shot and there is no pent up demand for the fight, then why not move up to 168, beat one of those guys, create the demand for the fight so that Canelo will take it? To that you say what? And will he beat Morel and David Benavidez? To that you say what?
And that I agree 100%. I'm 100% with you guys. The only thing I see wrong with that is just I don't think Terence want to do that, and I can't speak for that. But I agree with you guys. I think I said that to Manager Marty 2 weeks back. I think Terence Crawford should go up actually and fight Tszyu. You know what I mean? Or then, honestly, to be real to you, in my perfect world, how I would have it, I think Terence should go up and either fight Charlo now because we already seen what happened to Charlo Canelo, or take the Tszyu belt, go solidify that, and then go get Canelo's belt. Because by that time, Canelo's going to have to deal with the people in his division, and then you guys can lead up. I don't think Crawford want to let his career go out that long, but that's a hearsay. That's what that means. You know what I mean? If you want to do it, you want to do it. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? But that I agree with you guys. I think that should happen.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Band Up. So with people said Bud moving up from 140 to 147, the problem was that Spence and them, quote unquote, they put him on hold, on freeze, and allowed him to acclimate to the weight. You don't think Bud needs to get acclimated to 168? He can just go up to 168 and just be fine.
And before you answer that, Bomac said that the mistake that they made at welterweight was allowing him to move up and get acclimated to the weight. That came out of Bomac's mouth. So I don't think the version of Terence Crawford that moved right from 140 to 147 would have done as well as the version of Terence Crawford that we saw on Fight Night, because the Crawford that we saw on Fight Night was, to me, a lot. He was bigger. He was more. I mean, he was just a bigger guy than what he was when I saw him in the ring against Jeff Horn.
Yeah, I think with age, you know what I mean. With him getting up in age, I think if I'm not mistaken, you put on weight when you get older. So I think that age helped him when it comes to that. And that's what I think Bomac was referring to. To get acclimated to the way, I think 2 things to that. I don't think that's always a thing you could do. And I'm saying that strictly off of, because I watch UFC. You know, I'm a UFC guy, you know what I mean, before I started watching boxing. And I've seen cats literally move up a weight class or 2 and win on their first try. You know what I mean? So I don't always think that getting acclimated is a necessity, but it would be nice. It would be a nice backup. You know what I mean? It was like you guys say, it would be nice to give boxing fans and fans all over more, you know what I mean, more credence or vote into Terence Crawford as to why he would, you know what I mean, will win the fight. So I do think being acclimated to the weight is good. Like I said, in the perfect world, I would have Crawford, you know what I mean, go to 54 before he goes to Canelo. But if he wants to go to Canelo and just retire, then do it. Because I think that fight, you would stretch out that fight. You would have a long training camp. I think Crawford would have a long training camp enough to get really acclimated to the weight within the training camp, other than just getting acclimated to the weight fighting people. I think Crawford is that type of gym rat. You know what I mean, per se. But like I said, I would like him to go, you know what I mean, fight Tszyu and Charlo to get them belts. You know what I mean? And then go for 4 times if you can. And if you can't, and you lose the Canelo fight, well, you know what I mean, set up to the sunset. You got that payday.
Yeah, I really want to see him in the ring.
Being 36 don't matter, right?
I mean, he lives clean, so I'm not gonna. I think his age is.
He lives clean, but age, you can wake up the next day and that age will hit you dead in your face.
He could. It didn't happen. It didn't happen to Bernard, and fighters are able to do it a little bit longer now. So I hear you, but I just really want to see him in the ring with Morel, because my thing is this: for the fans that say they don't want to see him in the ring with Benavidez or Morel, at least Terrence's best videos was truthful about it. He knows damn well what would happen if he got in the ring with one of those guys. They would crush Terence Crawford. And so with that being said, Canelo has the same level of power and strength as those fighters. The only reason Terence Crawford fans today feel that Canelo is winnable and the other guys are not is because in stature the other guys have a lot more range and a lot more height. They believe because Canelo has a similar stature in terms of height as Terence Crawford, and with Terence Crawford having a reach advantage, that's going to make the difference. I beg to differ, though. I believe that once he gets in the ring, he's going to be like, oh, shit, I'm at 168 pounds. And he is just as strong as probably your David Benavidez's and your David Morels and all those guys. So I think Crawford he'll be competitive. I think he'll be competitive. I just think he's going to lose.
Yeah, I hear you on that, Greg. I hear you. I'm gonna go the other way, but I hear you on that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, like I said, in the perfect world, I would have that man go take them other belts first, then go up to get it. But I'm not gonna sit here and say if they got that contract tomorrow, I ain't gonna be in the chat screaming Bud. But I'm gonna let you guys go, man. Thanks for having your boy on the phone, man.
41, 42.
What'd you say, Jason?
Some Bud fans were telling us that Bud, because I was like, Bud only has 1 or 2 more years left to me because he's 36 and he has nothing else to prove. People are like, now Bud can fight till he's 40. I'm like, okay. But now they recant and say, well, he's too old to fight. He needs to go ahead and get these title fights, not nothing but major fights. I'm like, it makes no sense. He's 36. He got
nah, he should just get like 3-4 more fights up in there and be cool.
Max.
Yeah. I think that'll be all right. I think you're pushing it after that. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look at this. You got boots that's right there on your heels. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you stick around too much longer. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be looking too good. But, like I said, thank you for, getting your boy in the chat. And Mr. Vegas is crazy.
I appreciate you for calling in, Band Up.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Yeah.
That was Band Up on the line, man, talking about his boy, Terence Bud Crawford. So, Jay, I know we got a number of other topics. We can keep it going until we get another call. Where were we? We were talking about something. I don't recall what it was. Was it? I don't recall what the topic was.
It was about Stanionis.
Yeah. So, of course, Stanionis feels good about getting in the ring with Keith Thurman. And as soon as I start, we got a call coming in. It's the 310. And I'm pretty sure this is our guy, Adrian. What's going on with you, fam?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today, man?
Doing well. What about
what's
yourself?
happening, Adrian?
Chilling like a villain in the sunny Cali, baby. Sunny Southern California, baby. So what I wanted to touch base on this, okay? Now the reason why that I don't want, now, Charlo's supposed to fight against Benavidez' younger brother or his older brother in the undercard next month, right? Yep. Now, I don't want Charlo to win that fight for shit, man. Let me tell you the reason why. Because if he wins that fight, man, that's going to give Canelo that thing to come out and say, oh, well, hey, I'm going to make history. I'm going to beat the twin brothers or whatever. I got to take them both down. Yeah. I don't want to give Canelo any door to duck in the winner of Dudu and Benavidez. I don't want to give him any door to do that because, Canelo will pull that crap. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you guys think about that? So, because I know that, because I see that thing where Charlo's already calling out Canelo saying, I'm going to get revenge for my brother and all this crap. You're looking for a payday.
Yeah. My thing is, I don't think it's going to happen. And the reason why I say that is I think Mel ruined it for Maul. So I don't think the general public is going to accept the fight between Maul and Canelo Alvarez that they can actually sell to the public. And so because of that, and even Maul is going to be coming up one weight class, right? So because of the performance of Jermell, like trying to trot Maul out there, and Maul isn't like a significantly better fighter than Jermell, Maul has been inactive for 2 years. So like, what's your selling point? Like the inactive brother who beat who fought Jose Benavidez last and has been out of the ring for almost, a little over 2 years prior to having that fight. He's supposed to walk up and beat Canelo Alvarez, move up one weight class and beat him. Not a great selling point. So I don't think that's the next fight. I actually think Canelo's going to go after. I think he's going to be forced to take the Benavidez fight because I think that's the only one that makes sense at his weight class.
Well, I'm hoping that you're right, man. But I think Canelo pulls some crap through the years, where somehow they find a way to sell it, man. Even if it's not a selling point, I mean, how they got the Jamel fight in, I have no idea, but whatever. Okay, that next subject. So hopefully Boots does get to be in the undercard. I think looking back, man, a guy like Boots with so much talent. I mean, that everybody talks about Shakur. Don't get me wrong, Shakur's good. He's good. Okay. Yeah. But the talent that Boots has got, man, this guy's just a phenom, man. Even the previous caller even gave, I mean, it just in his own little way, giving Boots props, in his own little way. Yeah. So it's like, Boots is just the guy to me, man. He's just the best I've ever seen, period. I want to see him get a chance. What they should have, looking back in retrospect, they should have had him in the undercard of Spence and Crawford to get his name out there, and after he wins a big fight, whatever, the Spence Crawford undercard, he could have been out there calling, "Hey, I want the winner to Bud and Spence," whatever, and everybody would have been like, "Dang, this guy, who is this young guy?" But that's already in the past, whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully Boots gets a shot in there next month. Oh yeah, one more thing, I'm gonna let you guys go. So Tszyu last night, man. I like the way you scored the fight because I pretty much had it the same. Me and my brother had it 115, 113 for Tszyu, of course. But Tszyu got to get it. Tszyu has no jab, man. He's not active enough, man. He's not active enough. I mean, I don't like the way. I think Tszyu will be a problem for anybody, but he's got to get more active, man. What do you guys think about that, man? Because his inactivity kind of bothers me.
He doesn't work off the jab. I agree. And
Nope.
I also agree that he's not as active. I think Tony Harrison gave up a lot of opportunities to actually throw shots at Tszyu and land. There were opportunities there for Tony. I don't know what he was doing. And there'll be opportunities there for Mel. The thing about it is I don't like the way that Mel necessarily fought Castaño in the second fight with all that movement. I don't like for any fighter to like constantly move because I think your legs are going to eventually run out on you. And once that happens, you're sitting duck, right? So yeah, implement movement if you're in the ring with somebody who's a power puncher, but at the same time, you gotta pick your opportunities to sit there and kind of either block shots or slip shots and get out of the way and not use all your energy just on your bike the entire fight. So, yeah.
You're right there. You know what, man? I was at that fight when Mel fought Castaño. It was in Carson. It's not too far from my pad. So and I was actually, but I went there to see Boots. And Boots was in the undercard. So that fight only went 2 rounds. It was over. But yeah. So I was there at that fight. So I agree with you totally right there. But hopefully, I mean, Tszyu, I like the guy's attitude. He has a good personality and all that. Great guy. But man, he has to get out there and throw more punches, man. Because he kind of bored me last night, man. He kind of bored me last night. So I just want to leave you guys on that point right there. Hey, I appreciate the time. Hey, man, everything you guys do on the videos through the week, man, I appreciate it, man. I look at all the videos, always give my like on that thing. So I just want to thank you guys for all the time that you put in. I really appreciate that. Give a shout out to my dad in heaven. Love you, Dad. And my son Jeremiah. Love you, son. Thank you, Jason and Greg. You guys have a nice weekend. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
You too, Adrian. As always, we appreciate you, bro.
Peace out, man.
Later. That's Adrian, man. Appreciate his contribution to the channel as always. But yeah, so of course Stanionis is going to want to take on somebody like, and oh, by the way, the phone lines are open. And if you're in the building and you haven't hit the like button yet, please smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, this is your first opportunity to actually witness Jason and I live. Please make sure you become a subscriber and get all the great content that we put out all during the week. But of course, Stanionis is going to be more interested in the Keith Thurman fight because Keith Thurman has been just as inactive as he has. So that makes a whole lot of sense. Boots is the truth and has also been active. So that's a very risky fight for somebody like Stanionis, and that's probably not something that he's going to want to do at this juncture, which, I mean, I guess that's fair, man. But at the same time, it's a little disheartening, I would imagine, for somebody like Jaron Ennis, who really just wants to get his opportunity to get in there with the best fighters in and around the division so he can make a name for himself. Ennis is now, 26, 27 years old. He's ready to go ahead and get to the top, make a name for himself, make the money, so he can be the man of the division. I can understand that totally, wholeheartedly.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, it's a business. It's smart. I like Stanionis. I actually like the Stanionis-Ortiz fight. I thought that was going to be a very competitive fight. I wasn't sure which way I was leaning in that fight because I thought it was a close matchup. I thought it was more closer to like a 50-50 fight with Stanionis and Ortiz. But Ortiz and Thurman makes sense. Both of them been inactive for a while. We don't know what Thurman.
You mean Stanionis and Thurman? You said Ortiz and Thurman. You meant Stanionis and Thurman.
Yeah, Ortiz and Stanionis being a 50-50 fight back then when they were first of all the fight, but then now with the Stanionis Thurman.
Yeah, you said, but when you started off, you said Ortiz Thurman. You actually meant Stanionis.
Oh, in the transition. Oh, you know what the hell I meant.
I know what you meant, but I wanted to point out that you were wrong. I like doing that.
Like I said, petty ass.
You do it to me.
But yeah, only in retaliation. But what really threw me off was someone in here. Let's see. NHA said that he said Tszyu looked sharp last night. He even picked him over Canelo at this point.
Yes,
LOL.
He tripping.
I like NHA. You tripping, bro. You tripping hard on that one, man. But yeah, I mean, I don't think he's ready for a Boots just because of the inactivity. Number one, I think Boots will beat Stanionis either way, but I think it'll be a better fight with Stanionis getting some rounds under his belt and some fights in just to knock off all that ring rust because he's been out for a minute now. So I mean, but yeah, that's all I got on that one. Now, the other thing that we're talking about was about Dana ripping Oscar and Bud over course.
Oh, we got a call, man.
Who we got?
I think this is Terrence's best damn videos. Terrence, is it you?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, give me Jay.
You know I got unfinished business, right?
Yeah. You text me, let me know you had unfinished business. But hey, I gotta go. I'm sorry, guys. I got some bladder issues right now. I gotta go use the restroom. Go ahead, Terrence. You home?
What you got, Terrence?
All right. So tunnel vision. This is for you, bro. You got that off when I called, and then you thought you got something off, but you really didn't. You said that Floyd Mayweather did what Bud didn't do, and then you went and mentioned at 130 when he beat Diego Corrales. Last time I checked, Diego Corrales fought at 130. How in the hell is that like Bud fighting Morel or Benavidez? What the hell are you talking about, my guy? You crazy or something? That ain't nothing. He ain't never fought nobody comparable to those two guys. In fact, let's go over a little bit of Mayweather's career, shall we? Okay, so I say that Diego fight was his best fight, bro. So as far as I'm concerned, that was his best fight. Let's not forget he lost to Luis Castillo. Let's not forget that he lost in the first fight. Oh yeah, they gave it to him, but a lot of people thought he lost that fight. That's first. When he was at 147, he fought Shambe Mitchell. But let's not forget. Now here's a common theme that you're gonna find out with Floyd. He always fought these guys after losses. Shambe lost. When he fought Zab had lost. When he fought Oscar had lost 3 fights. When he fought Victor Ortiz, he had lost. Bro, it's an ongoing thing. And again, and guess what? At the time, I just want to say, at the time when he says that he should have been, when Bud should be fighting Morel, or he should be fighting Benavidez. Why was it? There was people that he could have. Why didn't he tell him? Why didn't he fight B-Hop? That would have been like him fighting B-Hop. No one was calling for Floyd to fight no damn B-Hop at 150 or Glady at that time. Come on, bro. This is why I say, Jason, they're haters. Because they're asking Bud to do something that nobody ever was asked to do. Nobody was asked to go up to another weight class and fight the very best person. Everybody, when they go up to 2 or 3 weight classes, is trying to fight somebody they can beat. Why is it Bud? Why is he pointing out Bud has to go up there and fight the very best person after 2 or 3 weight classes. This is the Bud rules, and that's all I'm saying. This is just a bunch of hate when it comes to Bud Clark. These guys just hate Bud. They hate perfection, bro.
Hold on. Are you talking about Crawford going up to 168 to fight?
Yeah, I'm talking about Turner when he says that. This is why I'm saying is a hater. Is because no one has asked anybody else in the history and the annals of boxing, when you're going up 2 or 3 weight classes, to go up there and fight the best. He said Floyd did it, and that's an absolute lie. Floyd ain't never done that. That would have been like him going up there and fighting B-Hop when B-Hop was in his prime. Would anybody have expected Floyd to go up there and fight B-Hop or Glady at that time? Or Arthur Benavidez? I mean, come on, bro. Yo, this is crazy, bro. And it has to stop. That's what I'm saying. It's
Hold on, Terence. Let me correct a couple things. For number one, when Floyd fought De La Hoya wasn't coming off a loss. He's the champion.
I was just about to go there. De La Hoya was one of the best. De La Hoya was one of the best at 54.
I'm saying he had lost 3 times. I'm not saying coming right off a loss, but he had lost 3 times. I'm saying he didn't fight nobody and when they didn't have a 0, when they had a 0.
Also, with Zab, that fight with Zab and Floyd, that was already signed. Zab messed up money by losing his fight.
Correct.
That's why that happened like it did, because that was already signed ahead of time.
He moved right up to fight Zab. Carlos bought him.
I'm not saying this to throw shade at Shane, but he's trying to act like Mayweather did that, and he didn't. If y'all say he did it, who was Morel that Mayweather went up a few weight classes to fight? Who was the Morel? He said it was Corrales. How was that Corrales when Corrales fought at 130? What is he talking about?
I think he means
was Ricky Hatton undefeated?
Didn't Floyd move up from 30 to 35 to no. That was at 30.
Okay, that's 5 pounds.
That was at 30. That's at 30.
5 pounds. That's like Bud moving up to fight Jamel.
No, the fight was at 30.
We ain't talking about no 5. We ain't talking about one weight class. He said that's just like when Mayweather went up and fought Corrales, and that's a bunch of bull. That's all I'm saying. He didn't do that, and nobody else did it. I don't expect Floyd to do that, but I don't expect anybody to do it. My thing is he's a hater because he's telling Bud to do it. Why? Why are you telling Bud to do that? Why does he have to do that? Because you don't like him.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
No. Hold on.
He don't want him to fight. He don't want him to fight. He don't want him to fight Canelo. He's not going to push Canelo to fight Bud if he don't fight. Of course, we want to see him fight Benavidez, and of course, we want to see him fight Morel, but he hasn't done it in all this time. Why all of a sudden Bud get in the picture now? We got to see who comes first. They got to get to. I mean, we weren't saying that before.
But hold on, Terence. The reason why I suggested that he moves up and face someone like Benavidez or Morel is because number one, there is not a path to force the fight. Right? He is not an undisputed or WBO super champion at 160 pounds, so there's no way to force the fight. There is not a lot of pin-up demand for Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, such that Canelo needs to make that fight. Canelo's going to make his $50 million regardless if he's in the ring with Terence Crawford or any other Joe Blow that they put him in the ring with, right? So then how does Terence Crawford force the fight? Well, he does it in a third way. Because he moves up to 68. Hold up. He moves up to 68 and he beats one of those guys, because if he moves up to 68 and he beats one of those dudes, now the whole stench associated. But hold on. But the whole stench, but let me finish. The whole stench of the so I want to see him move up there and get knocked out by Morel, okay? Greg, all
I'm saying, listen, Greg, I agree with everything y'all saying when I say they're next. Benavidez is next, right? I agree with you. Morel is next. I 100% agree with you. But the dude hasn't fought them yet. So if the third option to me is a Bud Crawford, you should be like, okay, hell yeah, let's get it. Because he ain't that would be the best fight he fought in the long since he fought Mayweather. That's the toughest. Oh well, I guess no, when he got his ass whooped. But that'll be the third toughest fight he had. So why don't they want that fight? You know why they don't want that fight, Greg? Because they don't want Bud to beat him and his name to get bigger. Because they
He's not gonna beat him.
That's all I'm saying, Greg. They are haters.
Nobody in this chat other than you.
He's been a hater since I've been on this channel, bro, and he continues to hate. He's in the comments now, probably hating. He's the biggest Bud Crawford hater. That's all I want to point out. But if he's going to come up here, don't come up here ranting. I want you to address what I said. You said that Corrales is his Morel. I say that's a bunch of bullshit. So you tell me who's the Morel and who's the Benavidez that Mayweather fought.
But hold on, let me say this by Tunnel Vision. He just gave us hold on. He just gave us $10. Thank you, Tunnel Vision. Appreciate your support for the channel. Saying Bud can move up to fight the undisputed champion, but fighting the contender isn't fair. It's asinine. Skills wins. Fights not weight. It's cool until Morel is brought up. So that's an interesting point there.
What did I didn't follow. What were you saying? What was you saying?
He's basically saying that you guys are saying that skills pays the bills, but in reality, it doesn't. When Morel comes up, all of a sudden, then it's an issue when you bring up Morel. And he just gave us one more $10. Appreciate your Tunnel Vision. He's showing us love today. Go do some research. We hear the papers and do better. This is horrible.
Okay, first of all, I don't have any papers on me. Y'all know y'all ain't hear any papers. You know, Benavidez would have been up there. Well, B-Hop would have been up there. Come on, bro. Why is he? He's deflecting right now. He's not answering the question. And the question is simple. Who was Floyd Mayweather's? Who did Floyd Mayweather go up 2 or 3 weight classes at the top of their game and fight? You know who it was, Greg? You know who it was, Jason? Nobody, because this man's a hater. He knows no one did it, and instead of just admitting that no one has ever done that, and he just wants Bud to do it because he doesn't like Bud, and he wants him to lose, instead of just admit that, Tom. You just want the man to lose. What was he, a Spence fan? Then he beat the shit out of Spence? Why do you hate this man?
But hold on. Why do you hate him? Terrence, you have an issue with anybody suggesting that Terence Crawford moves up 3 weight classes to fight David Morel.
Yes, I do. Because y'all know that's not happening. Y'all know that's not happening.
But hold up. But then you try to make an argument for why Terence Crawford should move up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. But then the reason why Floyd, let me finish. You gotta let me talk too. So the reason why Floyd has never moved up 3 weight classes because everybody knows that's insane to do, because that's how cats get knocked out. So you can't argue. You cannot argue and say, well, Floyd has never done that, but now you guys are asking Terence Crawford to do that, but then in the same breath say, but I want Terence Crawford to move up 3 weight classes and also fight Canelo. Like, that argument doesn't make sense. Either you're okay with him moving up 3 weight classes and the opponent doesn't matter, or you're not.
No, I'm not. He never said he wanted to fight Morel. When did he say that? When did he say he wanted to fight Benavidez? Did he call any of those guys out?
No.
Did he call any of those guys out?
He hasn't.
But
that may he's not fighting none of those guys. The only guy he mentioned was Canelo.
But that may be his only path to Canelo. Canelo said, "Hey man, you got to handle one of my guys if you want me."
Well, won't y'all tell Canelo to stop ducking then? He ducking Bud when he says
that. No, he telling Bud, Bud, go handle my lightweight, Bud, and then you can get me the king.
No. He's ducking Bud when he says that. Y'all know that because if he could have fought them, why didn't he fight them yet? He could have been fought Morel. He could have been fought Benavidez. He didn't want to fight them. So he can't then use them, and you guys can't use them as the reason he's not fighting Bud. Because he ain't done that yet. He don't want to fight. He don't want to fight those guys.
So you're saying that now? Hold on. So he's ducking. So hold on. Let me make sure I understand this. He's ducking Bud. He's ducking Bud by running to say that then he will fight David Benavidez or Morel. But so then
no.
Hold on. Let me finish. So then they are the weaker links versus Bud, but you don't want Bud to face them. Make it make sense.
No. You said that wrong, Greg. I'm saying the fans. I'm saying people like Tunnel, people like the fans that say that they're next in line. And they ain't never pushed Canelo to fight. They're still buying. Obviously, they're buying Canelo fights, but they shouldn't be buying no Canelo fights until he fight Benavidez.
But that's not. No. You hold on. You gaslighting. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. You gaslighting. You said no. Let me finish. You said that Canelo was ducking Crawford. You also said that he's ducking Crawford if he goes to fight these other guys. That's what you said.
No, I'm not saying
that. No, you applied it. You applied it.
I'm not saying that, Greg. I did not say that, Greg. Nope.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
I'm first of all,
so if he
listen, Canelo hasn't said he wants to fight Morel, and he hasn't said he wants to fight Benavidez. What did he say? He said, "Oh, I don't want to fight Crawford because I don't got nothing to gain."
Hold on. I'm still lost. You said Canelo is ducking Crawford. How is he ducking Crawford?
Yes,
If he how? What is he doing to duck Crawford? Because the only thing he could be doing to duck Crawford is to fight those other guys. That's the only thing he could be doing. That's why you. Okay, go ahead.
Listen, this is how he's ducking Crawford. As we said, everybody wants to see him fight Benavidez or Morel. Now, if he lines up a fight with them, of course he's not ducking Crawford. But to date, even in his press conference, he's never said I'm fighting Morel. He's never said I'm fighting Benavidez. Who did he say he's fighting? He says he's fighting Jamel. He fought Jamel, and now he's going to fight Jamal, right? How? And he says he won't fight Bud because he don't got nothing to gain. What did he gain by beating Jamel? And what is he going to gain by beating Jamal? This is where I'm telling you he's ducking because he knows that Bud is a tougher fight than those two guys. The only tougher fights he has is Morel and Benavidez. So, yes, he's ducking them, and he's now ducking Bud. He's ducking all of the three toughest fights. And I guarantee you, his next fight, he won't fight none of them. He'll fight Jamal. He won't fight none of them again. But y'all gonna give him the pass because then y'all gonna say, "Oh well, Benavidez should be next. Morel should be next." This is the same thing. But they're gonna say they should be next.
We're gonna be saying that if he goes and fought Maul, we're gonna say he's ducking David Benavidez. That's what we're gonna say. He's ducking the 68-pounder. We don't care about Bud. This is a. For what? Bud's not even that. Is he at 168 pounds? Is he at 168 pounds? Like this is literally a Terence Crawford fan argument. He's not at 168. So how is he ducking him?
He called him out. Bud called him out.
Who cares? So any fighter that calls him out, that you just gotta fight him. Any fighter that
he's pound for pound though. This isn't any fighter. This is a pound for pound fighter.
It's a pound for pound fighter. A pound for pound fighter that don't put no asses in seats. Pound for pound fighter that don't put no asses in seats. That's who we got.
I thought he was the money man.
Who said that?
He sell the damn thing out himself. Shit, we don't even need Bud, right?
Oh, you talking about Canelo?
And by the way,
you just
Greg,
said it. He don't need Bud.
He's getting a lump sum of money. It don't matter who he's fighting. He's still getting a lump sum of money.
No. False narrative. False narrative. He getting a lump sum of money, but that money increases as the sales go up as well. He gets a guarantee. So of course he wants to sell more, and Terence Crawford doesn't fit the bill. So he should move up, fight David Morel. He should move up, fight David Morel. If he fights David Morel and beats David Morel or David Benavidez, then he gets the opportunity at Canelo Alvarez. It's a huge fight, Terence. It'll do $2.5 million.
How big was that Jamel fight? How much did that Jamel fight do? How many ticket sales did that? So what would have sold more, Jamel or him and Bud or him and Jamel? Who do you think he's selling more? So let's not go with that argument, Greg.
Hold on. No. Because you can't make that argument because nobody knew what Mel. Hold on. Nobody knew what Mel and Canelo was going to sell at the point in which they made that fight, right? So now it did 650,000 buys. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, 500 or so.
The pound for pound best fight in the world.
Man, why you keep talking about pound for pound? Man, you almost made me say the N word again. He's been pound for pound best fighter in the world for years and wasn't selling. What are you talking about? Pound for pound don't mean you sell.
Remember, he went through the media tour. Everybody knows who he is now. That was before
they don't.
he beat Spence.
Now
everybody knows.
Hey, you know what? You know what?
No. Social media blew up.
No. So I went to our clubhouse because we had this conversation with Jerry. Jerry made the same statement. I went to the clubhouse. We had a little party, get together there. I asked several people in the neighborhood, hey, do you know who Terence Crawford is? No. Do you know who Joe Rogan is? Yes. Have you seen Terence Crawford on Joe Rogan? No. And nobody know him. Nobody knows him.
You obviously never did any political polling, because you know that poll you took means nothing. Come on.
Hey man, I'm just talking about
the country as a whole knows him a lot more than maybe your few friends that you had in your backyard. Come on.
They're going to be like, who?
People know who he is. People know who he is.
They're going to be like, who?
People know who that is now.
I tell you what I'm going to do now. I tell you what I'm going to do now. You just gave me a social experiment. This week or next weekend, Jay, I'm going to go to my local mall. And I'm going to stop people. I'm going to say, hey, I'm doing a survey. Do you mind if I record you as I ask you these questions? And I'm going to name 5 different people. And I'm going to ask them, do they know who those people are? And I'm going to record each section of it. And then I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to post it on this channel. I'm going to get to at least 30 people because statistics show that you need at least a sample size of 30 people. So over the course of a day or 2 or 3, however long it takes me, I'm going to ask random people, do they know Terence Crawford? And we're going to see how that plays out.
And ask them, do they know Jamel and Jamal too? So
who cares?
Try to do both.
No. Who cares? We're talking about Crawford. We're talking about Bud. No, your argument is that Bud is going to sell. Your argument is that Bud's going to sell. Your argument is that Bud. I know nobody knows Jamel, but your argument is that Bud's going to sell, and I'm saying he not.
Well, why wouldn't Bud do more money than him then? You agreeing with me that Bud's going to do more money than him. And the only reason he don't want to do Bud is he's scared. He knows going to have to fight.
Listen.
That's why he don't want to fight Bud.
Listen. This is the reason why I said nobody knew what the Jamel Charlo fight was going to do. Now that they have 650,000 buys as the baseline, and you have a minimum of $50 million that you need to pay Canelo Alvarez, the Bud fight doesn't make sense because he's not going to do much better than that. That's my point.
I agree with you, but the stupid part is why you paying him $50 million? That's the PBC and Showtime. This is why they're going out of business now. Why are you paying him that much? Of course. But now that you did it for him, why not do it for Bud? Lose money again. Shit.
No.
I can't argue with I agree. He's not worth $50 million. I agree. So he has to take a pay cut. Make Canelo take a pay cut. Who does he have left to fight?
Nobody.
I mean, nobody. He only has a couple people that he can fight too. So that's what I'm saying. I don't get that part. Why they paying him so much? But that shouldn't be the reason why he can duck Bud, is all I'm saying. Because he's ducking Bud, he's ducking Morel, he's ducking Benavidez, and no one's saying anything. But but my whole point of this, Greg, is that the fans use the fact that Morel and Benavidez is being ducked as a reason, but he shouldn't have to fight Bud, which is a bunch of BS, is all I'm saying. Those people are just haters because they don't want to see him. They don't want us to call him out for not fighting Bud, as well as fighting those other two. Because he should be called out for fighting all those guys, to be honest with you.
I don't want Crawford to go up and make any money either, and I'm not interested in him. So. I'm joking. I'm just joking.
Black fighters did, Greg.
No, I'm on record. I'm on record saying that I want Terence Crawford to make as much money as he possibly can to take care of his family, but not only that, leave behind generational wealth. So I have no issue with him going up there. And
I appreciate that, Greg. Now just tell the rest of these haters that they shouldn't punish Bud for trying to do that, because that's all he's trying to do.
No. I'm gonna tell you. No, let me tell you. Can I tell you something? So I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna defend tunnel vision here, because I guarantee you I know what is actually processing through tunnel vision's mind. So let me tell you what I think. Tunnel vision. Tunnel vision, and a lot of Errol Spence fans and boxing fans in general feel that Terence Crawford is an opportunist, right? And that he has leveraged specific situations. So like, for instance, he leveraged his contract with Top Rank to fleece them for money that he didn't deserve. That's number one. Number two, he used the WBO trinket to lure Errol Spence into a fight that was not beneficial for Errol Spence, that his team told him that was not beneficial for him. And so when people look at the opportunist that Terence Crawford is, now what they want him to do is to move in a position where he's not the opportunist, meaning you're not going to get a Canelo Alvarez fight because you're not the draw. So all of the things that you're doing on social media, so forth and so on, nobody cares about it because Canelo Alvarez does what Canelo Alvarez wants to do. So now you have to put yourself in a vulnerable position to get what you want instead of the other way around. I think that is the drive. It's not necessarily hating. It's more so I want to see the goose. What is that say? What is that saying? The goose, the gander, whatever. I want you to get your comings up because this is what you've done on the way up to the position that you're in currently. To that, you say what?
So that, I call that hating because, I mean, as a boxer, wait. As a boxer, you're supposed to leverage to get as much money as you can. What this prize fighting? What do you think he's supposed to do? Just take as little, don't leverage and get as much money as he can? Yes, he finessed Errol Spence, but he's a shrewd, like somebody said. But he's a shrewd businessman.
But okay. No, we're not businessman. We're not. Hold on. No, that's not hating.
As boxing fans, y'all should be worried about who's the best fighter in the game. Y'all don't worry about that man and him being a shrewd businessman. He is that, and I agree with it.
So that's fine. No, hold up. You can't. Hold up. Then you can't get upset. You can't say that we're hating, but then out of your mouth say that there's an issue with Canelo Alvarez leveraging his position, because that's just business, and saying, Terence Crawford, you got to come knock off one of these guys to get to me. You can't say the same. You can't say, oh, we hating on Bud because Bud is in the. Oh, so it's no, it's not. It don't have anything to do with that. It's shrewd businessman. Shrewd businessman.
And his division, who did he ever duck, Bud? I mean, Greg, who did Bud ever duck in his division?
Jaron Ennis is in his division right now. He's not fighting him.
Oh, come on, man. So now you want this man to fight a man 25 years old?
That's an excuse. So now you coming by his age. Every time it's the age.
You want this man to fight a 25-year-old? Come on, man.
So what?
This is the hate I'm talking about.
So what?
Who did Leonard fought? Who was 35? That was 26, and at the top of the. Who did Leonard? Who did Duran fight? Who did Hearns fight at 25 years old? Who did these guys fight at that age against the top, like a champion, an up-and-coming big-time champion?
I'm about to tell you.
Boxing did this, but
man, that's wrong. That's wrong. I'm about to give you. I can't think of Terry Norris. Terry Norris. That's who Sugar Ray fought. Terry Norris. You're wrong. He fought him in 1991. You're wrong.
Terry Norris.
Hold up. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez. You're wrong.
Listen. Listen, listen. He fought Canelo, but Canelo wasn't on Boots's level at that time. Do you agree with that, or don't you agree with that?
No, Canelo was one of the best fighters in the game, even at that age. That's why they put him in the ring. We want to see Terence Crawford versus Jaron Ennis. We want to see Terence Crawford. We want to see Terence Crawford. Hey, listen, hold on. If he doesn't fight Canelo Alvarez or Errol Spence next, he's ducking Jaron Ennis. Using your logic.
Good.
Yes, those
who
two
had
options,
Canelo
Terrence.
beat at that time? Before they fought, what name had Canelo beat? Please, I'll wait.
Why does it matter? You just said up and coming. Hold on. His definition. No, your definition was. Your definition was young up and coming fighter. Who is Jaron Ennis beat, bruh? On his resume, no one. So you can't use that argument. I got you again. You're stuck again. You're stuck again.
Listen, he got paid. But he got paid. One thing he did, he got paid. It was big enough for Floyd to get a lot of money.
You searching for excuses. You searching for excuses now.
He had a Mexican fan base.
No, you searching for excuses. No, you're searching for excuses.
Yeah?
You're searching for excuses. Fight Jaron Ennis or you ducking. I'm using your logic. Fight Jaron Ennis or you're ducking. And I'm using your logic again. Canelo Alvarez. Canelo, okay. That's fine. He's not getting 35 million. He's not getting 35 million. Okay. Let me finish. He's not getting 35 million. So Canelo Alvarez is a shrewd. Hold up. Canelo Alvarez is a shrewd businessman. He doesn't have to concede to anything related to Terence Crawford. If Terence Crawford wants that fight, he ain't getting 35 million. Just like, hey, give Terence Crawford 35 million. He'll make the fight. I'm Canelo Alvarez. Go fight Morel, and we'll make the fight.
He ain't gonna fight no more. Well, guess what's gonna happen, guys? He ain't fighting. He's not gonna fight no Morel. He's not fighting Benavidez. He's just gonna go down. Y'all still gonna be mad because he's still gonna go down as one of the best to ever do it. And the haters, you just gonna keep hating it. It's gonna kill your heart, man. You know that stress on your blood pressure and stuff. I don't understand it, man. Let it go. The guy is one of the best to ever do it. You guys are mad. You're going to stay mad. You're the same people that thought Errol was going to win, and he washed the floor with him. But that's okay. I get it. Make your crazy excuses. But I get it.
Terrence.
The Tunnel Vision said Canelo was a world champion who has a
had a weight and power advantage.
Oh, a weight and power advantage
versus Crawford.
Gotcha. Go do some more research. Get the papers together. But that don't even matter on Tunnel Vision because his definition was young and up and coming champions, and that's what Canelo Alvarez was.
Also, Bud said he always fights his mandatories. So if he doesn't fight Canelo, the next one in line is fight his mandatory.
Handpicked by Mayweather. Let's not forget that he was handpicked by Mayweather. So I mean, like he normally, like Mayweather did throughout his career, handpicking people. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about Winky Wright. Let's not talk about. Let's act like we forgot about that. We'll forget about Winky.
I agree. It's out of my memory. Out of my memory. On to the next. Because Floyd was that dude.
Forget about that. It's just called Floyd the Greatest. Yeah, he went up there and fought the Morels of his time. I got you, but whatever.
Man, every fighter.
He's not going to fight Morel. He's not fighting no Benavidez. And that's it.
Who's the best person at
not happening. Not happening. Y'all want to see that man get knocked out. They want to see Bud get knocked out so bad.
I really don't. I really don't want to see him get knocked out. That's the thing. I'm just arguing.
Bud get knocked out. That's what it is.
No, I can't stand the Terence Crawford fan argument, so I argue against him. But I actually don't want to see him go up and get knocked out.
Thank you. And you agree that he shouldn't do that, and you agree that it's crazy, and people shouldn't even be bringing that nonsense up.
Yeah, I agree. I 100%. I 100% agree. I also agree that people shouldn't be bringing up the nonsense of Canelo Alvarez. See, I'm consistent in my argument. Your argument is delineated between Canelo Alvarez and other 168 pounders, and I can't align with that. Either he can fight a 168 pounder or he can't. But this in the middle shit, I can't do it.
And that's what Roy. Did Roy go up there? That would have been like Roy going up there fighting Lennox or Mike Tyson. Come on, man.
No,
that's just y'all absolutely. Y'all bizarre. Y'all arguments are bizarre here. Of course, he's going to fight the weakest link that he can fight up there. Shoot, he's already given up a bunch of weight. Why he going to go up there and fight the best? That don't make sense. What y'all trying to get people killed? It don't make no sense. Trying to get a man killed out there. Shoot, David Morel around and hit Bud with something. Bud ain't stupid though. But like y'all must be crazy if you think I'm fighting David Morel.
What you saying?
But here's my thing though.
Bud is a true businessman. He's a true businessman, and a lot of people are upset with that.
Hold on. But Canelo Alvarez is not the weakest link. He can go fight Caleb Plant, John Ryder, Jaime Munguia. There's a lot of weakest links he can go out there and fight. Why don't he go fight one of those weak links?
But no money, Greg.
He want payday. He want payday.
He want money.
Terence Crawford, I want payday. I want payday. That's what that is.
That's right. That's right. He want a payday, and he deserves it. Shit, he's been in the game a long time, pound for pound, and yes, he should get a payday. Why? What's so wrong about that? Doesn't he deserve it? Who deserves it more than Bud? I just seriously, Jason and Greg. Who deserves a big payday more than Bud? I really want to know out of you two, who do y'all think deserves a payday more than Bud for what he did for boxing?
Errol Spence.
Errol Spence? What?
Hey, Errol needs to get another
got
payday.
knocked out, bro. What?
I'm just messing with you.
That was it for Earl.
I'm just messing with you.
It's done for Earl. So Jason, who deserves a payday more than Bud?
The person that deserves a payday more than Bud is David Benavidez. He's been waiting.
David Benavidez, he's been his mentor for 2 years. So stop it. And you're basically saying that Bud loses to David Morel. You say David Morel is a better fighter at 168 than Canelo. Absolutely. That's what you're saying.
He loses to David Morel. Yes, he loses. I'm not making no crazy arguments. Yes, he loses to David Morel. But he's not going to fight. He knows that, so he's not fighting that. I mean, that's crazy. Jason, why is that a surprise to you that he loses to David Morel? But because he loses to David Morel, why can't he fight Canelo, though? I don't get it. Why can't he fight Canelo because he loses to David Morel? I don't get that. So he should get a payday. He's fighting for a payday right now. And by the way, that still would be good for his legacy to be Canelo.
So Bud loses to David Morel but beats Canelo. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense.
Morel's better than Canelo, way better than. Hold on, Jason. You honestly think that Canelo could beat Morel?
Now this.
I'm asking you a question now. You honestly think that Canelo Alvarez can beat David Morel? Yes or no?
I actually do. Morel is only. I think it's a good fight. I want to see that fight as well.
Well, you believe that, then I understand your position, Jason. If you really believe that, but I don't believe it. I think Morel's going to knock him out cold.
Is he not?
I got Morel knocking him out cold. Over.
So Morel best fight at 168 in your eyes right now. That's what you're saying.
At 168, if Canelo goes up and fights Morel, I gotta stop it. He's gonna knock Canelo out cold.
So
over. Career done. No more Canelo.
If Morel that's how I think. If Morel fought Terence Crawford, what would the outcome of that fight be? I'm just curious.
He'll knock him out too, but is stupid. But it's not fighting that man.
Terence. Neither is Canelo. he ain't stupid either.
Jason the only one that really believes this man could beat Morel? But that's another topic another day because I don't see what advantages he has over that man. I have no. What advantages does he have over Morel? I'm confused here.
He has experience over Morel. Number one, he has mad experience over Morel. Morel's still wet behind ears. He's a dangerous fighter. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not saying that it's clear cut that Canelo beats him, but if it goes to decision, that's going to go to Canelo. Unless it happens to be a fight like Morel, which I don't think it's going to be like that.
Decision. I don't think, Jason. I don't think that's going to a decision. But if he can get to a decision, yeah, they'll give it to him. Morel's going. I don't see that, but
I think Terence Crawford fans are really underrating Canelo Alvarez. And although I want
completely
Terence Crawford,
and I'm not even a Canelo Alvarez fan like that. I don't like Canelo like that.
I really want Terence Crawford to win this fight, but I would tell you this: the funniest thing ever would be on Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, like 12 a.m. if Canelo stretches Terence Crawford to see you guys' face when all of a sudden the bubble is exposed and all the air leaves out of the balloon because you guys are hyping Terence Crawford up to be at such a high level, almost like he is incapable of losing, and that like he would have an issue with or he would go up there and give Canelo that work, and then all of a sudden reality sets in that wow, these guys at 168 pounds, even Canelo, are very big. And Crawford couldn't hurt him, and he ended up getting hurt himself. So you guys would be in the same position that Errol Spence fans were on July 30th, early in the morning of July 30th. I really do believe that because you guys have made him a Superman. I did not hear anybody talking this craziness about Terence Crawford moving up to 168 to beat Canelo Alvarez until he beat Errol Spence, the guy that was supposedly not that good. It doesn't make any sense.
And Bud said he didn't want to move up neither. He said they make weight classes for a reason. He says he can't go any higher than 154, 160. Then all of a sudden he thought about payday.
Exactly. So what else is he fighting for, Jason, except for payday at this point? He's already in the Hall of Fame. Well, what else is he fighting for but money? Of course he wants the money. Okay. But if it came down to him fighting Canelo at 168 and getting that money, he can get it. Because guess what he's going to do to Canelo? He can outbox him. Yeah, he just stay off the line and I just outbox him. Y'all forget about that. Did y'all forget the bug and box? He don't need to stay in the pocket and slug with somebody. Y'all forget, man. The thing is, y'all done forgot how good he can win in multiple ways. He don't have to stand in the pocket and fight Canelo in the pocket. He's gonna be moving, bing, bing, angles, bing, bing, all night long, busting him up, and it's over. And it ain't even gonna be able to give him the decision because he's gonna be beat up, face beat up, and eyes closed, and it ain't gonna be able to give Canelo the decision because his face gonna look so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all really forgot how Bud can box too. He don't have to sit there and go toe-to-toe with somebody.
So Bud is gonna do that by power punchers like Triple G and Sergey Kovalev and Bivol. They couldn't mark up his face, but Crawford will, moving up 21 pounds.
He'll mark up his face, trust me, because he's gonna keep using those angles and beating him. He has a great feet. Did y'all forget about that?
So you believe that you're going to see a repeat of what happened in the first Spence fight where he's just going to tee off on Canelo and Canelo ain't going to be able to do shit back?
Yeah, he's going to keep getting them angles and moving. And his feet too slow.
So what happens when he gets...
Y'all don't see how slow Canelo's feet are?
Hey, how fast will Terence Crawford feet be at 168 pounds? Do you know that yet?
Oh yeah,
I think somebody told y'all that when he if he fights Canelo, y'all told me, somebody told y'all if he fights Canelo, he's not coming in at 168. Okay. He's not.
So what?
He's going to come in at like 162, 163.
It's still heavier.
Why would he go?
He's still going to be heavier he's still gonna either one or two things gonna happen. Either he's gonna be basically what he always is, which is a blown up, like he's coming in at 155, something like that, or he'll be a few pounds heavier. Because even then, like, he probably weighs in on the night of the fight, maybe like 155, 158, something like that. So just to be over the middleweight or the super middleweight limit, he'd have to be above 160. So the guy's going to be sitting on some weight, right? Either he's going to be like a blown up, like junior or super welterweight, versus a guy that's going to come into the ring at like 180. Like, he's going to be a small guy, but he's still going to have like more weight on him, so he'll be a little bit slower. And then you're talking about a guy that's been in the ring with like huge fighters, and you think that this guy is just gonna sit there and just get marked up. A guy that's also in the top pound for pound, he's just gonna sit there and just get dusted. You really believe that's gonna happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I don't believe it is going to happen.
That's
It is going to happen. He won't be able to catch up to Bud. He's going to Bud's combination will get there before everything that Canelo throws. Bud will see, and he won't be able to catch Bud.
So Canelo
y'all kept saying, okay, just like the other caller said, y'all kept saying that Bud get hit a lot. But with Spence, y'all see his hands was up? Y'all did see that, right? That Bud had his hands up the whole fight. So it's depending on who he's fighting. When he was fighting these other guys, he knew he couldn't just keep his hands up and win a decision. He had to go out and knock these guys out, because if he didn't knock them out, people would have been like, oh, he's boring and all this. So he had to go to another level when he fought all of these guys he was fighting. He had to go for knockouts. But with Canelo, he don't need to do that. He just needs to win the fight. That's what y'all keep forgetting about. He's not going to go there loading up on punches. He's just going to go and
so,
just
hold on. So 1 minute.
And hit. Yeah, hit and don't get hit. Bud can do that.
Canelo's
This is why we tell you he's one of the best to ever do it.
Man, he did that shit in one fight. He has been hit in every damn fight except one. And even he got hit in the Errol Spence fight clean. Errol just didn't have the power to hurt him. So you think if Canelo hits him clean on his jaw like Errol hit him 3 times in the fight, that he won't get hurt? You really believe that if Canelo don't? So you don't. So Errol can land, but Canelo can't. Really?
No, I don't think he's gonna land anything clean, because Bud gonna be respectful of power.
Man,
that's the difference. Right. He saw that Spence wasn't. Remember, he said he got hit, and he said, "Oh man, this is all he got." So now he can be a little more reckless.
Like that. Canelo hit you like that. He's gonna have a chance. Like,
Canelo, he's going to keep moving.
Yeah, I feel you said. But anything else you want to share with the people, man? We've been going for 2 hours now. We gotta shut it down.
Nah, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Man, I appreciate you for calling in, man. It's always good.
When y'all hear the haters, just tell them, man, don't hate on Crawford, because you wouldn't expect another fighter to do that. All right, guys.
Will do. Appreciate you, man.
All right, have a good night.
All right. Later. That was Terence giving us some Douglasville Boxing Club. Hey, hold on real quick, Jay. I'm going to open the line back up real quick for Douglasville Boxing Club. Douglasville Boxing Club, if you're still in the building, I saw I missed your call, and I actually want to get you on real quick because I think you might be in the greater Atlanta area. If so, I would love for you to call back in. Douglasville Boxing.
Brad beats everyone but David Morel according to Terrence's best videos. So yeah, I guess David Morel must be the best pound for pound fighter then in Terrence's best video odds if he beats Bud, knocks him clean out according to Terrence's best videos. Boy, never see still mail me some of the stuff they say. 93 octane, nope. If Albright did what Bud did to him, I wouldn't ask for that. I wouldn't ask for him to fight Canelo neither. Didn't ask for it before they fought.
Yeah, I don't know where Douglasville Boxing Club is, but I just looked it up, man. Yeah, Douglasville, give me a call. Give us a call back, man. I'm waiting for your call here a couple of minutes, but definitely want to say, we appreciate everybody that joined and called in today. Surprise. Okay, there we go. Douglasville Boxing Club. I'm assuming that's Douglasville, Georgia.
Yes, sir, it is. I'm Coach Eddie from Douglasville Boxing Club.
Okay, I'm in the greater Atlanta area as well.
Welcome to the show.
Okay. Right on, bro. Yes, first time I heard your show, it hit my algorithm. So I went ahead and subscribed, and I just listening to the topics, man. And like I said, man, these Bud fans, man, like I'm a fan of Terence Crawford too, but the way these fans carry on, it kind of turn you off the Bud a little bit, man, because
it does.
They act like because he won this one fight, like he can just beat everybody in the world, man. It's ridiculous, man. I'm like, bro. I hate the fact that people think that you can just automatically just skip over weight classes. They're like, oh, Bud best at 147. He can beat everybody at 154. He can beat everybody at 160. Really? You got it. That's why they fight the fight. You just can't assume that somebody could just beat everybody in a division just because they had one good win by beating Errol Spence. So it's kind of crazy, man. Just how it's almost getting delusional. They almost on the same platform like a Canelo fan, man. They're getting freaking fanatical, you know.
I totally agree with you, and that's what we've been preaching. Like I want if Crawford were to move up to 168 pounds, I would be rooting for him. But there are weight classes for a reason, and there's a reason why Floyd didn't jump up 2 or 3 weight classes at a time, and other fighters didn't do that because it's tough to do that. That added weight and that power of those fighters that are at higher weight classes, and I know you can speak to this because you're a boxing coach, is different. It's completely different.
Huge difference.
He couldn't even beat Genovec. Genovec would beat him just off the size.
Yep. And Genovec is a 160-pounder.
Yeah, he would beat him just off the sheer size. I mean, they think, and everybody dismisses Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade, I already told him, don't come up here and get messed up.
Facts.
Yep.
Because you put Terence Crawford in there with Demetrius Andrade, it'd be a one-sided butt whooping. Demetrius Andrade will cook Terence Crawford.
Too big and
too good, man. Like I said, I like Bud, but like I said, these fans, they just going crazy, man. Just like, oh, Bud can beat anybody. Like the same stuff they were doing about Canelo. Yeah, Canelo can move up to fight heavyweight. He can beat Usyk, man. Come on, man. Same stuff, man. Just because he beat Kovalev, now he can jump up and beat Alexander Usyk.
Right. I remember that exactly. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you could see what Kovalev was, and there was a reason why he chose Kovalev. So just there are a lot of variables that go into any situation, specifically a fight. And just because those variables exist in this particular fight doesn't mean that it's going to exist in another fight. So what was able to be done against Errol Spence, you may not see that against Canelo Alvarez because he's a completely different fighter. And for whatever reason, now we're boxing Canelo Alvarez in to be exactly like Errol Spence. And that's just not the case.
Exactly. That fight really shouldn't be entertained. I think it's a slap in the face. And I wish the governing bodies, actually the business of boxing, I wish they wouldn't do that type of thing where you can just leapfrog over 2 or 3 divisions, just go straight to the front of the line. Because what did that say to the other guys that's been there for years, been grinding, working, trying to get to that spot? It's not fair, man.
I totally agree.
Yeah, just like the Mel fight. No one asked for that Mel fight. Mel didn't do anything to deserve a fight with Canelo. That should have been David Benavidez.
You're right about that, but at the end of the day, you got to blame the powers that be. You can't blame Mel because like somebody showed up to, hey man, you want a check for $16 million out of the blue? What are you going to say? Of course. You can't blame Mel for taking. You can't blame Mel for taking the fight. You got to blame the business of boxing. You got to blame Al Heyman. You got to blame Showtime. You got to blame all the governing bodies for that particular fight. Nobody asked for it.
Agreed.
Yep.
Totally agree. Anything else you want to share with the people?
No, I just I'm glad I got a chance to call in. And I'm kind of getting a little skeptical, or maybe not worried, but people just automatically just assuming that David Benavidez is going to win this fight. It's like they're just dismissing Andrade. Like he has no chance. Nobody just automatically assume, oh, David Benavidez. And people have to be careful when they do that because, like I say, I wouldn't even consider the upset if Andrade won. To be honest, I think it's a good competitive fight. And me personally, I'm leaning towards Andrade to win the fight just based off experience and just intangible things that I don't think that David has ever had to deal with. Just being there with a mastermind, you know what I mean? Everybody, you look at David, you look at the physical. Nothing really stands out about his game other than his physicality.
Yeah.
His activity, high work rate. Oh, he's so fast. He's fast because you're stationary. He's not fast in the middle of the ring. He's only fast when you land up against the ropes or you stand there not moving. Then he can let his hands go. So if you're moving around and you popping the jet, he's not a fast fighter. He's not slow, but he's not freaking as fast as everybody making him out to be. And not only that, Demetrius Andrade, he's good at walking you in the shot. And he's good at knocking you down when you don't expect it. He hits you with shots that you don't see. And they shock you, and next thing you know, you're sitting on the canvas. He's like, how did I get here? Okay, here's something you didn't see because I've been watching several Demetrius Andrade's fight. He'll sit there, he'll lull you to sleep. You might be about to doze off, and next thing you know, somebody's sitting on the canvas. And that's how he hits his guys. He lulls them to sleep, he changes speeds up, and he walks them into something. He shoots something down there real fast and catch them, and he drops them. And I can see David Benavidez walking into some shots and picking his butt up off the canvas a couple times. And then he's going to have to play catch up. Once he get dropped, maybe once or twice. And Andrade's pretty slick, he's pretty crafty, so I can see the fight playing out pretty good.
Yeah, we're hoping. I think we're going to be able to get David Benavidez back on the platform. And one of the questions that I want to ask him is why Andrade? Because, man, that fight is very dangerous. And although I always look at Andrade and I'm like, man, there's something that I just can't put my finger on that's missing. But what I do know is that he's an awkward fighter with a technical style that could present some real challenges for Benavidez. Because I think unlike Caleb Plant, I don't think he's going to move as much. I think he's going to pick times where he moves, and I think other times he's going to try to get out of the way of shots by just move using upper body movement, slipping and things of that nature to get out of the way. So I don't think he's going to run out of gas like Plant did. So it'll be an interesting fight, but I don't know why he took that fight because he could lose.
Yeah, and one thing that I noticed about Benavidez, I know I don't want to hold you guys too long, is that he's not very strong. Mm-hmm. Like pushing. I've seen Keyon Davis pushing back easily. Mm-hmm. You can push him, and you can push him off his square pretty easy. You look at his body; he's kind of built like a piece of lumber. Like a 12 by 12. He's kind of straight up and down. Don't really have no physique. You know what I'm saying? Legs ain't all that. He just kind of just like a straight board. He's staying straight up and down. He don't have no crouch to him or nothing like that. And when he walks in half steps. But he doesn't slide to you conventional like a boxer, like a Floyd Mayweather, where he slides that front foot and brings the back foot. He's walking to you. And Demetrius Andrade is going to catch him in the middle of that walk when his legs are close together. That's when he's going to get clipped. Because Andrade was talking about his mechanics. He said, I see things I can exploit in his body mechanics. And that's what I'm seeing too. You can push him back. Like Caleb came. One thing about Caleb, he's good, but he's scary too, a little bit. And he didn't really go after it with David. He tried to be a cutie, and he gets a lot of credit because of his skin color. I'm just gonna call it 100. I'm just gonna call it like a spade. But he's pretty slick. You know what I'm saying? He got some little style to him, so he gets credit. Oh, look at this white boy moving around, fighting slick. He gets a lot of credit because of that. But at the end of the day, it's just a marketing thing. And we can sell him. White boy, slick white boy. Yeah, we can sell him. We can sell him to the network.
Right. That makes sense. Well, anything else you want to share with the folks?
No, sir. No, thanks for having my call.
All right, appreciate you, man, and I'll probably hit you up, man. I'm in the Atlanta area and been looking for gyms to visit, so I'll probably hit you up.
Oh yeah, lock me in anytime, brother.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Coach Eddie.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got a super chat, Jay, from Benai Wright. Dang, yeah, I said it right. I know you are a male this time, but I think I said it right. CU question. One of the Bucks' biggest area of improvement is playing a whole game. Right now, it seems they don't play both halves. I would love to get your thoughts on that. So for me personally, you say both halves. I can get why you may have that impression that they don't play both halves. I think in the Stanford game, they just got figured out. I think Stanford figured out what they could do to him on offense, and once they figured that out, it was a wrap. And I think Tszyu, from just an overall talent perspective relative to their line of scrimmage, I just don't think they're that solid there. They do have some talent at cornerback. They do have some talent at receivers. I think Shedeur is the truth. Travis Hunter is being done a disservice by allowing him to play both ways. They need to move him to wide receiver. He needs to live in the weight room because he's a little bit too small. He often, and Jay, I know you saw this as well because you were watching some of the HBCU football as well. He quite frankly got burnt a lot during that time as well. He is better at receiver than he is at cornerback, specifically on long routes. On short routes, he's actually decent. He does a fairly good job of jumping routes and getting interceptions, but outside of that, he's not an NFL level cornerback to me. So, in my opinion, they should move him to wide receiver. But I think Stanford figured him out. I think USC really wasn't that good, and that was the reason why they were able to come back on them. So those are my thoughts. Jay, what's yours?
Yeah, I mean, they haven't played a complete game at all. I agree with that. I think also it's like they have 80 new players. It takes time to gel and to understand the philosophy because you have new coaches, the whole nine. So they're also lacking on the defensive line and the offensive line. Obviously, they can't block nobody. That's why Shedeur is getting hit every play. He's been sacked the most in college football. So to your point about the Stanford game, they did figure them out, but it was also Colorado's job to make adjustments because they knew you just can't keep doing the same thing once they figure you out. Once they do that, you got to adjust as well. Colorado didn't do it in the second half. And I think also Colorado was up 29-0, got complacent, felt like they are just playing Stanford, who was 1-4 at the time. This is going to be easy. We can just get the backups in, the third stringers in, everyone can get some playing time. They forgot we got to finish the game. They thought Stanford was just going to be like, oh, we're done. Stanford came back there and put it in play. Now the issue also with them, with Travis Hunter, to your point, Greg, I agree. He definitely needs to get in the weight room. That's the issue with him, with the size. That number 13 for Stanford was just bodying him every which way.
They
Travis
were doing
had
it
no
to him
answer for him.
They were doing it to him at HBCU too. They were bodying
No,
him.
no. Yeah, oh, definitely they'll do that too. But I'm talking this particular guy here.
Yeah.
He got his name. He damn near got going to get drafted because of this game here against what he did against Travis Hunter, and Travis had no idea what to do with that. If him gaining weight and muscle, he might sacrifice on speed. But if he get better technique, that can also help out offset him losing any type of speed. Technique will win in that case.
And he doesn't need to be 20 pounds heavier, but he probably needs about 5 pounds of lean muscle.
Yeah, they're saying that he's like, I was looking up, they're saying he's 6'1", about 185. He's not the same type of size like a Charles Woodson was when Charles played. Charles was aggressive and physically strong. You weren't just going to body him or push him around. Travis can be pushed around over there. He gambles a lot too. His technique is not always sound when you're watching him just on that island. He's playing both sides of the field. I think he might be better at wide receiver than at corner, but he's such a hell of a talent. You're limited over in Colorado. They don't have a lot of talent. They have some talent, but they don't have like marquee talent that's just going to take over a game. They got some good players. Put it to you like that. They don't have like someone that, oh shit, you really got to watch out for this dude here. Everyone else can be stopped. They're undersized at running back. All the running backs are super fast and super shifty, but they don't have no size. So that's why most of them are going down as soon as they get touched. They get grabbed. They're going down by those big uglies that grabbing them. And the offensive line can't block worse shit because they're not big enough. They're not good enough right now. So Deion's going to need a little bit of time to get them going. Once he gets the recruiting going, I think they can definitely be a player. But right now, I mean, they're doing what as expected. I didn't see them losing to Stanford. Greg said they're going to lose one. He said, I didn't pick this game they're going to lose. I thought they were going to lose another.
I told you one of these games.
I gave you a punk ass of credit, okay?
Yeah, give me the credit. You know I'm going to take it. You know I'm going to take it anyway. I was waiting for you to stop so I could tell you that I got it right and you got it wrong. You know what time it is.
I'm not going to allow you to do that. So, nah. So I didn't have them winning a lot. I mean, they went 1-11 last year. So, I mean, you anyone that thought just because Deion was there, they're going to go undefeated or 9-3 or something like that, nah. Their goal right now, I figure they should get bowl eligible. That means they got to win 2 more games. They got 6. They're going to get 6 games in. So we'll see how that goes on. But if they're able to complete a full game, they could be nasty. But they don't have the dogs to do it right now. The offensive line is atrocious. I mean, they can't block nobody. Me and Greg can line up on the D line and probably get some pressure on Shador. That line is bad. So I'm rooting for them, but I don't expect much this year. I expect them to win about 6 or 7 games this year anyway. Just looking at some of the people they might get an upset, but I mean,
they're gonna struggle to get to 5. They're gonna struggle to get to 5.
We'll see. I mean, Arizona came through and beat the hell out of Washington State the other night, which was a shocker. So we'll see when they play that game there, because Arizona was one of the ones I thought they were going to win initially as well. So we'll see how that comes through and see if Washington State is going to go on a downward spiral to getting beat like that, or they're going to turn around and turn this season around and handle business as well. They might go
on a downward spiral, but it won't go low enough for them to lose to Colorado. All right, guys. So that's our show. We appreciate everybody that participated in today's show and everybody that gave to the channel. Much appreciated. Thank you, guys. It was a great show, and we didn't hear from Jerry today, but it is what it is. I'm sure Jerry will call in next week and provide another great round of questions. But if you guys are in here, you haven't had a chance to hit the like button, please do. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'm pretty sure that you will enjoy the content on the channel. This is a free space for anybody to come and give their thoughts, as long as it's respectful. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with Jason. We're just here to bring boxing content and just have a conversation and create community. So appreciate you guys for being here with us. And until next time, peace.